said, are you coming?
I said no. Not broadcasting the game today.
I just figured you went to the Brandon School of Practice.
Exactly. We show up 2 minutes before the game. Hey, check, 1, 2. Daddy Siefker on.
So, hello.
Cool beans. It's going to be warm in here today, isn't it?
Just a tad.
All right.
So what do we have on the quarterback for Norfolk is our player to watch? Is that right?
Yep.
C.J. Hoffman?
Yep.
What do we know about him? I know nothing other than he's a senior.
We know that he's a senior, and we know that he has literally never started a game before. This is his chance, his first day. So kind of he's the guy I want to watch because he's taken over for Caden Turnus, who is a 3-year starter. I mean, he's a good athlete. He's a leadoff hitter for the baseball team. He played shortstop on the baseball squad, was kind of one of their key players all throughout the past few years. And heading into his senior season, again, he's never started before. So, yeah. Wojciechowski? Okay, sorry, because they gave me a roster incorrection. So instead of 27, he's number 26. Yep. Yeah, I realized that today when I was finishing the charts, and I was like, where is he? And I was like, oh, because they told me he was 27. So he's 26. Yep. What time do you want us down there? Okay, 20 minutes. Perfect.
Who's doing sideline?
Andrew. Should hopefully be here soon.
Look at him. Holy.
There's the man.
Hey, how you doing, Bruce?
Here, let me give you a 24 in that tie.
Just buy me some ice cream. That's all.
You'd have to eat it real fast.
I probably wouldn't.
Snow cone would be a little bit better.
Yeah. Just jump that over my head.
Love looking at the dead wasps.
I know they're. I think some of them are like second generation dead wasps.
Yeah, you've been here for a while?
Might be hotter up here than on the turf.
I think it is.
I think so.
It's hot.
No air.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You want to pack it?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to look at much of it, but
You can have it if you want to.
I will take it. I was down at Wayne last Friday moving my daughter in, and I talked to Jackson Boss and Curtis.
Oh, yeah?
Mainly Boss, because I used to work with and for his dad.
Right. How was that?
I know the family.
Jackson getting ready for football. Is he excited?
He's huge.
Oh, my gosh. I see him in the gym all the time. Yeah,
He's a big dude.
he's massive.
He looks the part. We'll see if he gets on the field this year. But
I was going to say. You're pretty cool, though.
I think he's got a chance to be really good Division II player.
Oh, I think so, too. He's got the potential, you know.
Kalen, I need you to put on the headset one more time. I got something to tell you.
His dad's probably about my size. He might be a little bigger than me, but not a lot. But he's got like 2 or 3 brothers, and they're all like 6'6", 6'7", like 300 pounds. They're all giants. So that's where I think Jackson gets a little bit of his size from.
From his brothers?
From his uncles.
Uncles.
Dad's brothers.
Kalen, I need you on the microphone, bro.
Old Dave Boss.
Hey, Kalen. Hey, Kalen. I need you on the microphone.
I think it's hopefully going to be a good one. We'll see.
Kalen.
It was funny because I did the Columbus-Fremont game last year with Brandon. And that was a really fun game, an exciting game. Like a goal line stand at the end.
You don't need me, right?
Kalen, I need you on the microphone real quick.
What's up?
But anyway, I thought Columbus and Fremont both looked decent, that game. And Columbus didn't win a game the rest of the year.
Oh, I know.
Got crushed by Norfolk. And we'll see if Columbus has stepped it up a bit. Dominated the game last week in the trenches.
Blew Fremont out.
There's Andrew. Is he going to get pregame interviews, or does he know to do that? Or
Hello. Hello? I'm in the box. So, yeah, so go and you gotta find the head coaches and just bring them over to the camera and do your interviews, alrighty? Right now? Yeah, I'll do it right now. So, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I see where you're at. So get on the field, and then you just kind of gotta go to one of the coaches, one of the guys in the white shirts.
is that him right here with his hands on his hips? Isn't that?
Williams?
I think so.
10-yard line?
I think he's right there at the 10-yard line. He'd try that.
Look at the 10-yard line. Yeah, look at the
He's
10
walking toward the end zone. I think that's him.
Might be him. So go ask him and say, hey, Coach Williams, and then if he is, if not, he'll show you where he is. Yep, ask him for an interview, and then the second coach you'll need is Hoosier. So after you're done with that one, you'll go find Hoosier for Norfolk. Nope, you'll bring him all the way to you. You'll bring him all the way to you. Perfect. Hoosier might be a little prickly as we're getting closer to the game. Yeah, that's true. Last year, that was it, and then like during the breaks, I found my coach's interview, Greg Williams.
Yeah. It'll be like probably.
He's out here, dude. Let me go down there. Lou's coming down to help you. Lou is coming down to help you out. Yep, you gotta kind of just go up in there and just, be the guy that says, hey, I'm Andrew with NCN, we need you for an interview real quick.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I'm here with Coach Craig Williams.
Stand by.
Yep. Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer here reporting for NCN down on the sideline pre-game. We got Columbus at Norfolk. I'm here with head coach Craig Williams. Craig, you guys came off a big victory last week. Kind of describe what your game plan is heading into tonight.
Well, I think we got to do a lot of the same things we did last week. We got to try to control that line of scrimmage. We didn't have a lot of turnovers or big mistakes. I think we held our penalties to under 5. Had the one turnover late with some of our young kids were in there, but we've got to do those types of things. There's some things we needed to clean up from last week. We left some points on the board, gave up one long run. So, those are things that we like to clean up this week. But a lot of the same things we did last week.
And last season, you guys didn't have the outcome you guys wanted the last time you played. So, the returning players that weren't available last year, do you think they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder?
Oh, absolutely. We had some kids that were really banged up in this game from our week 1 game. And our seniors, every kid plays high school football has got a lot of pride. And our seniors are no different. And they remember what they did coming into our house last week. And it's been a kind of a crazy week with the heat, but we're excited to get out here and get after it.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Lou and Kaylin, back to you.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks,
Right.
Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right. I'm going to go find the other coach.
Do, 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 do.
Andrew Pfeiffer down here on the sideline with Coach Kuzer. Coach, last year you guys opened up against these guys and had a pretty good result last year. How are you guys going to be able to sustain kind of similar results tonight?
Ball is going to go back, basic stuff, ball security, all the things it takes to win a football game. I know they're a good team, though, so, it's totally fresh slate, for both teams. We have to re-earn it tonight, and they're going to try to do the same thing.
And, Coach, last week they had a tremendous rusher, put up a bunch of yards last week. How are you guys going to stop him?
Everybody just has to do their job on defense, because, like I said, they did a really good job. I got to watch them live. I was there, and, like I said, they have some really, really good running backs. They have good other skill players. 17's a nice player, too. So, like I said, there's a lot of things to stop, and we have to account for a lot of things.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Back to you, Kalen and Lou.
You're tied? That's fine.
Okay, cool. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hello, hello,
Hola, senor. Get my wallet out of my pocket. Bueno vista.
hello.
Donde está a?
30 seconds out.
Oh, cool. What?
I'm nervous.
You are? Hey, now. I've done this 1,000 times. So we're doing key players here, or we're doing those up in the booth? You don't ask Connor real booth? Okay. All right, just making sure.
Okay, then I don't need this.
Cool.
I set some stats I was gonna. Seconds away from intro.
Sick.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more.
Thursday night football is back, Nebraska, and we are excited for this season. It all kicks off tonight. Week 1 action, and 2 teams that know each other awfully well. Thanks for tuning in on NCN. My name is Kalen Devin, along with Lou Siefker. Class A football after dark, pushed back till 8 o'clock because of the heat. Norfolk and Columbus ready for this one heck of a battle.
It's hot out here, are you telling me? I mean, I'm wearing a jacket right now, so it's pretty warm. That's going to be a factor, even with even after dark, as you say, because of the heat and the humidity. We'll see how guys react to that. And for Norfolk, it's their first game. We'll see if there's cramping, things like that. Certainly something to watch as this game goes along.
You mentioned Norfolk's first game of the season. They open up at home here today, but Columbus, they've already got one little notch under their belt, and it wasn't just a little notch, it was a big notch. 31-7 victory over Fremont last week in Week 1. Decisive win for the Discoverers.
Yeah, over 300 yards rushing in that game, and they absolutely shut down Fremont's running game. So if you can, we've heard that a lot in the state recently, right? Shut down their running game and run the ball well and effectively. They dominated in the trenches. That'll be something to watch. The other thing is, when a team has a game under their belt, that's such an advantage most of the time. We'll see how that plays here as Columbus goes from winning a game at home to going on the road against their rival in Norfolk, the Norfolk Panthers.
And that's exactly right. One thing you can be sure of is that these two teams will leave it all on the field tonight. Week 1 action, Norfolk, Columbus, Class A football on Thursday night. Coming up right on here, News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Diabetes is a health condition often treated by a primary care physician, but some special care could be needed from an endocrinologist. Let's meet one with Faith Regional. Joined now by Dr. Caitlin Brow, an endocrinologist with Faith Regional Physician Services. Our topic right now is diabetes, and that's a common term that people know, but they might not know exactly what it is. What is diabetes and what are the symptoms?
So diabetes is essentially high blood sugar, but it's high blood sugar either from a lack of insulin that's made by a gland in the body called the pancreas, or the inability of that insulin to work at other glands and organs in the body, or insulin resistance.
Now this can happen at different points in life, and that can be a different type of diabetes. What are the main different types?
Type 1 diabetes is where the pancreas doesn't make enough insulin or doesn't make any insulin at all, and so treatment of type 1 diabetes is actually insulin. And actually that can happen anytime during our lifetime. It's kind of a misnomer. We think about type 1 diabetes being more of a juvenile diagnosis, but it can happen at any time in life. So type 2 diabetes is when the body makes insulin, but that insulin has trouble working at other glands and target organs, so that's called insulin resistance. And so we actually are more apt to develop that when we are overweight. It can go along with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. It can run in families more so. A third type of diabetes that we don't often think about is gestational diabetes, and this is higher blood sugar during pregnancy. Interestingly, having gestational diabetes can put you at risk for development of type 2 diabetes in the future.
What symptoms should someone be looking out for and possibly get looked at?
Some common symptoms of higher blood sugar include increased thirst or increased urination. Sometimes you can have blurry vision or poor wound healing. Those are all symptoms of potentially having some higher blood sugar.
Well, Dr. Brow, thanks so much for sharing your knowledge.
Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer here reporting for NCN down on the sideline pre-game. We got Columbus at Norfolk. I'm here with head coach Craig Williams. Craig, you guys came off a big victory last week. Kind of describe what your game plan is heading into tonight.
Well, I think we got to do a lot of the same things we did last week. We got to try to control that line of scrimmage. We didn't have a lot of turnovers or big mistakes. I think we held our penalties to under 5. Had the one turnover late with some of our young kids were in there, but we've got to do those types of things. There's some things we needed to clean up from last week. We left some points on the board, gave up one long run. So, those are things that we like to clean up this week. But a lot of the same things we did last week.
And last season, you guys didn't have the outcome you guys wanted the last time you played. So, the returning players that weren't available last year, do you think they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder?
Oh, absolutely. We had some kids that were really banged up in this game from our week 1 game. And our seniors, every kid plays high school football, has got a lot of pride. And our seniors are no different. And they remember what they did coming into our house last week. And it's been a kind of a crazy week with the heat, but we're excited to get out here and get after it.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Lou and Kaylin, back to you.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Andrew Pfeiffer down here on the sideline with Coach Kuzer. Coach, last year you guys opened up against these guys and had a pretty good result last year. How are you guys going to be able to sustain kind of similar results tonight?
Ball is going to go back, basic stuff, ball security, all the things it takes to win a football game. I know they're a good team, though, so, it's totally fresh slate, for both teams. We have to re-earn it tonight, and they're going to try to do the same thing.
And, Coach, last week they had a tremendous rusher, put up a bunch of yards last week. How are you guys going to stop him?
Everybody just has to do their job on defense, because, like I said, they did a really good job. I got to watch them live. I was there, and like I said, they have some really, really good running backs. They have good other skill players. 17's a nice player, too. So, like I said, there's a lot of things to stop, and we have to account for a lot of things.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Back to you, Kaylin and
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Of football in Norfolk Memorial Field. And thanks for tuning in on News Channel Nebraska. The Norfolk Panthers and the Columbus Discoverers ready for action today. As we talk about our players, we'll begin with the Norfolk Panthers, the hometown team. A little bit of a change under center today, Lou, a new quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. C.J. Hoffman, a senior. His first start here tonight, he takes over for a 3-year starter, and Caden Turnus from obviously the last 3 years. But a good athlete with some age behind him. We'll see how things go. First game starting, you never know quite what to expect. How does the guy handle that live action, that first We'll probably find out early with C.J. Hoffman, as Columbus has a pretty good defensive line.
Up and leadoff batter, while for Columbus, take a look in their backfield. Not just a senior, a sophomore running back, Michael Wojciechowski.
Now, Wojciechowski, as you mentioned, only a sophomore. What a game, what a breakout game. He actually started in front of the senior, Isaiah Kabalia, who was, I think, scheduled to be the starter, but had some injuries in fall camp, and they went with Wojciechowski a week ago. All he did was run for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 65-yard TD run. He's a guy that can break tackles at the line of scrimmage, but can also get out and run past you in that second level. A very good sophomore. I was talking to the Columbus guys before the game. They're expecting Kabalia to play quite a bit tonight as well. So a pretty good 1-2 punch. But Wojciechowski is going to get the start tonight. Why not after that performance a week ago?
As you heard the horn in the backfield, the background.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. With a huge selection of new cars, trucks, and SUVs, experience the entire Chevy lineup and explore our savings going on now. Visit us in store or online anytime to shop our current offers and all our inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha.
News Channel Nebraska, football tonight, Class A action in Norfolk. We've got the Panthers and the Discoverers ready for battle, a rivalry matchup where both teams are searching for a point in the Maroon Cup. I love this battle because it gets the whole school involved. I'm Kalen Devin along with Lou Siefker tonight. Lou, these guys know each other really well, and last year on the road, it was Norfolk. They got a decisive win, 38-7.
Yeah, and that came off. We mentioned in the pregame about what an advantage it is to have that game under your belt. Columbus beat Fremont in the opener in week 0 last year, and a really exciting game. They had a goal line stand to hold off Fremont, but it didn't make any difference coming to Norfolk because Norfolk won that game handily. I'm sure Columbus remembers that. These kids that are back from last year. And I'm sure you're going to see, I think, a much more competitive game here tonight. I think they're better up front. They're stronger in the trenches than a year ago, and that usually goes a long way.
It's Columbus that kicks off, and our season is underway. Week 1 football in Norfolk. A good return off the get-go. And breaking free, Rowdy Bauer using the body, and he's pumped up. A good return inside to about the 28-yard line, and that is 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, Bauer is a tough kid. You'll see him carrying the ball, I think, quite a bit there tonight. That was a good return. Get good field position, and Kalen, I got to say a couple things that are positive right now. Number 1, the sun is going down. Number 2, there's a breeze starting to blow. It might actually be just like regular old hot as opposed to, stifling here as this
instead
game
of
starts.
sweltering heat.
Yeah.
As Norfolk comes out with C.J. Hoffman, our player to watch, first year starting as he hands the ball off to Bauer. Gets a few yards on the carry. C.J. Hoffman, senior quarterback, waiting in the wings for 3 years behind Caden Turnus, as there's your Panther offense. Been waiting in the wings for a long time to get this opportunity. He's a senior, and today this is his shot. This season is his chance to lead the Panthers throughout the rest of the way.
Well, the one thing about him is even though he hasn't started any games, he's been around the program and certainly for several years. You want to get him in some sort of rhythm, get him some confidence early.
Tosses out. This is Bauer. Bauer gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe for a 3rd down coming up. Rowdy Bauer is also an all-around player for Norfolk that can make plays on the ground. He gets the ball often, but something that Coach Williams is very excited about is his defense. Columbus had a great showing against Fremont on the ground, held on the ground and in the air, 150 total yards for a Class A battle. That's impressive.
Yeah, and 75 of that was in one play. They gave up that one long touchdown. They are a good defensive unit.
Hoffman looks to throw. Too tall. Was looking to get it to Colson Barrett. Incomplete. First throw of the season for C.J. Hoffman. Just a little too much air.
Yeah, ball sailed on him a little bit. I think he had a chance to complete this pass. Ball just up over the head of both the receiver and the defenders. So good start here for the Columbus defense. And if you're Norfolk, you don't want to get Columbus in. We talk about rhythm all the time. Get them in rhythm defensively. As we mentioned, this is a very good defensive unit. You want to try to get some success early.
Here's the punt from Sam Zazueta. And back to return it is Columbus. A good carry, Leighton Braithwaite. And a big hit out there on the far sideline. Our first quarter today is brought to you by John Henry's, our family, serving yours. And let's see the Columbus offense for the first time today. Braylon Van Cura, the signal caller for the Discoverers. A little bit of a quarterback controversy. Van Cura and both Will Wickham have played a lot throughout the past few years. This day today, it is Van Cura who gets the start. He started last week against Fremont, only threw for 43 yards in the air, but did help his team get the win.
Yeah, did get a touchdown in that game. Didn't really have to throw much. They had 308 yards rushing.
And the handoff falls down. Not much on the carry.
I think that's going to be the key there for the Norfolk Panthers. Kind of perennially undersized up front, but got some tough guys. And, you know, you want to match that physicality of that offensive line from Columbus. And certainly, as we mentioned, offensively, same thing defensively. You want to do it early. You want to don't allow Columbus to establish that line of scrimmage early in the game.
Man in motion. And we have a stoppage of play. Will be a false start against the Columbus offense. Columbus has two strong rushers. We mentioned Michael Wojciechowski, who ran for 197 yards last week and 2 touchdowns. Just a sophomore, Lou. This is someone who will be in the program for a long time. But also senior Isaiah Kabalia.
Yeah, he's like I said, he was scheduled to, I think, in the fall camp to be the starter.
And this is Wojciechowski, gets pushed back by the Norfolk defense. Sam Zazueta there to help make the stop.
That's just great pursuit to the football by that Norfolk defense. And right there, right away, was Zazueta there making the play.
He's a key player for this front line for Norfolk. He's kind of their guy. Offensive line, defensive line, punter, and kicker.
Other than that, he doesn't do much.
3rd down and 16 after another big play from the Norfolk defense. Van Cura in the gun, fires away quickly. Crumley can't bring it with one hand. It was popped up in the air and incomplete, hit the ground. Hoffman had a chance to maybe pick that off a body, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, the ball thrown low. Watch the replay here. You got to get his hand on it, but that left the ball on his back, and boy, Hoffman did have a chance there. That would have been a big play there for the Panthers, but as it is, you got to like the defensive side for Norfolk on that possession, and forces Columbus here to punt the ball on a 4th and long.
3 and outs on both sides. And here's a nice boot. Rowdy Bauer hurdles over a man out of bounds to the 45-yard line. Norfolk offense will come back on the field again, looking for a little more production. Both teams have had 2 rushes and 1 pass each side, both incomplete.
Yep, 3 and out both sides. I think both offenses are just going to have to try to experiment a little bit, see what works against that defense. I think both teams are going to have a hard time running consistently against the other team's defensive line.
1st and 10 for Norfolk. Hoffman in the shotgun. Rowdy Bauer is the deep back. And 4 wide receivers. Hoffman hands it off. Bauer trying to slip through, but a nice tackle made right away by Isaiah Kabalia.
Kabalia is starting at linebacker, and he's a good one. That was a good tackle against Bauer. Bauer's a tough guy one-on-one. You can't arm tackle him. Kabalia did a nice job limiting that to a 3-yard gain.
Columbus brings back a lot of size on the defensive line. Carter Fetty, Cooper Buxton, John Bloomquist, and their 3-5 style of play. They have that stud backer, Caden Copples, standing up over there, and this is another handoff through the gut of the defense, and it's a nice short gain for Hudson Waldo. Gets close to the sticks. His first carry of the game brings up 3rd down and 1.
Isn't that what you played, Kalen, was stud backer back in the day?
A stud backer. I wish I played stud backer. I wish I played, Lou. I wish I got on the field.
Yeah. I was really good at carrying water back in the day. So.
And on a day like today, you'd have to be a pretty dang good water boy. Waldo gets a nice burst. Waldo spinning inside the 35. Down to the 34.5-yard line. Hudson Waldo with a nice carry.
That's a nice hole there. Waldo does a great job to get through that, pick up a big 1st down. And then I think really for both of these teams, what you just saw there as far as the 3rd down and 1, that's going to be big because both of these teams like to run the football and pass when they want to rather than when they have to.
Looking to throw. It is caught by Rowdy Bauer. Tumbles out of bounds. A short gain of 5 yards on the toss out to Bauer. It's the first completion for C.J. Hoffman this season.
Yeah, and that's where you get him started. Give him those very low risk passes and try to get him in a bit of a rhythm. That's a nice completion. You'll take 5 yards on first down every time.
Here's Hoffman. Fakes. Oh, he does hand it off to Waldo. Waldo gets cut down, but he gets close to the marker, and it is first down.
Well, another good hold there. Waldo, kind of a north-south runner there, does a good job, gets that first down, keeps the sticks moving, and that's what you want to do here. I think who's going to be able to impose their will on that other side, in the trenches? Both teams have pretty good line play here this season, and so far in this first quarter, Norfolk is starting in a way to get the advantage.
Hoffman with 2 backs behind him, pitch out to Bauer. Bauer inside to the 15-yard line, and that's where he's tackled, the 20-yard line for a gain of 4.
One thing I noticed on that play, Columbus, you watch the replay on the pitch, did a really good job pursuing the football. A lot of white hats there on that tackle. And if you're Norfolk, I think if you see that, how aggressive they are with the football, running down the football, maybe try some play action there and go the other way. Try to catch Columbus out of position.
Norfolk likes to throw the ball, but right now this running game is working, and C.J. Hoffman, he will run the option, keeps it himself. Had a nice little fake pitch out to Bauer and cuts upfield for about 2 yards.
I think a pretty good decision there. Although he didn't get a whole lot of yards,
Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Panthers.
I mean, that's one, I guess, you'd have to see the replay in full there to see if that was a good decision. But you don't want a turnover here. You're in the red zone. You got a chance to put points on the board. Now 3rd down and 4, very makeable, I think, for Norfolk. We'll see if they're thinking 2 plays here, maybe a 4th down play if they're in that position.
Can the Discoverer defense make a play? 3rd and 4. Hoffman, big rollout. He sees some space. Hoffman will run, cuts up, gets hit, stays on his feet inside the 5-yard line. Hoffman with a gorgeous run to put the Panthers in position for 1st and goal.
Well, I think you see some senior play there, and that's a tough kid right there. Watch this run, and watch him break some tackles, put his shoulder down, run some guys over. That's a tough run, and that's going to fire your team up when your quarterback is making runs like that.
Norfolk with Rowdy Bauer as the deep back, Hudson Waldo in there, and Tanner Eisenhower is the goal line set. Handoff, Bauer. Bauer's in, touchdown, Norfolk. The first score of the year for the Panthers, and they go on top early.
Well, it was a good drive there for the Norfolk Panthers. Took a lot of time off the clock. End it with just kind of the way it's been. That's just tough running, good blocking up front. Nothing fancy there. Bauer powers it into the end zone off a nice hole on that side, left side of the offensive line. And if you're a Norfolk Panther fan, you got to be happy with that drive. That was a physical drive against a physical defensive line.
Sam Zazuata ready to kick the PAT. That kick is good. Zazuata knocks it through, the first PAT for him this year as he takes over the kicking duties for Jake Licking. And the Panthers 7, Columbus nothing. Discoverers get the ball next, 4:12 to play in the first quarter.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
A 4-yard touchdown run from Rowdy Bauer puts the Panthers on top 7-0, and we send it down to the third member of our crew, Andrew Pfeiffer.
Hi guys, football is in the air here tonight at Memorial Field in Norfolk. Norfolk took the first blow, hitting the first strike over Columbus, now leading 7-0. But keep in mind, Columbus is returning a lot of their starters from last year that didn't get to play Norfolk in the season opener. So expect this game to be a close one, but I gotta tell you, the energy down on this field is unmatched. Nothing beats some Friday night lights, guys. Back to you, Kalen and Lou.
Or Thursday night lights. We'll take it Thursday night lights.
Thursday Night Lights is arguably just as good, or maybe even better than Friday Night Lights. Not only that, Class A After Dark. I'm going to keep on saying that because it has passed a lot of bedtimes here. 8:15, and we've got 4:12 in the first quarter. The heat has been an issue all week long. I think this is a perfect time, Lou, to discuss practice this week. Nebraska High School has a situation when the temperatures are too hot, over 100 degrees, and there's a certain area where you cannot practice in. If the meter's in the yellow to red, you cannot practice, and that's what it was like for about 4 days this week.
Yeah, you had to find places to practice. Living here in Norfolk, I attend the YMCA here quite often, and I saw the Panthers practicing in the field house here at the YMCA, so you have to be creative a little bit, get inside, and fortunately for Norfolk, you've got a nice facility here to do that in. But yeah, it's tough to practice outside when it's that hot, and it's quite frankly unsafe. And it's good to see that I think the temperature is starting to drop here just a little bit, and like I said before, a little bit of a breeze blowing.
And a touchback. Our broadcast today is thanks in part to United Healthcare, where small towns matter. And stay tuned as well for our Husker Coaches Show. We are officially 2 weeks away from Nebraska football. 1 week away. It's next week.
Yeah, next Thursday, 1 week.
Nebraska, Minnesota, and we've got the Husker Coaches Show all day, every day. That's not actually true. We do have it on News Channel Nebraska, Mondays and Tuesdays, with head coach Matt Rule. Columbus back out on the field. Esch is in motion. It's a toss out to Tanner Esch, and he drops the football.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a good pass. Esch is a good receiver, too. He's not going to drop very many of these. I think it's early in the game, but I think this is a possession where Columbus has to answer, at least move the football and push back a little bit on Norfolk. That would have been a nice gain. And like I said, Esch, a good receiver. You're going to keep going back to him.
Well, Tanner Esch is one of the best players for Columbus. He's kind of their do-it-all guy. Was hurt for most of the season. Got hurt in week 1 last year and finally came back in week 9. He takes the carry here, jukes out to the side, and is down at the 20-yard line. Doesn't get anywhere. Trying to move vertically, could only move laterally.
Well, not where Columbus wants to be here. 3rd down and 9. Not in the wheelhouse for the Discoverers. As I said earlier, both teams like to get in those situations where they pass when they want to, not when they have to. Columbus, 6 of 11 last week for, I believe it was 43 yards. Did have a touchdown in that game, but this isn't their bread and butter. You're going to have to complete some passes, I think, in this ball game tonight to beat Norfolk.
And it doesn't help when there's a penalty flag down on the far sideline, as the officials will talk it over. 3rd down and 9. It's another offensive penalty, as here's the Norfolk defense that we've been talking about, led by Alan Diaz, Sam Zazueta on the inside. And they're kind of your main guys that have been stopping this run game. Brings up 3rd down and 14. Craig Williams talked about Columbus would have to throw the ball soon, sometime this year. Crumley tried to get it to, and just a little too far in front.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive back for Norfolk, I think that was Eisenhower, might have slipped a little bit. The Columbus receiver was open, just did not complete the pass. So now a second straight 3 and out. And here we go. Let's watch the replay. You see there, Eisenhower just kind of slipped as the receiver made the cut there, and that was Crumley. And he was open. They just didn't complete the pass, just didn't get him the football.
This is a great boot by Cale Forney. Fair catch made at the 36, 37-yard line.
On their own 37-yard line.
So the Panthers get the ball back quickly. 2 3-and-outs for the Norfolk defense. And that's exactly how you want to start this game in front of your home crowd. You haven't played a game all year long. You've been practicing the past week inside a field house with a low roof. I'm sure C.J. Hoffman was frustrated with the low roofs whenever you're trying to throw some deep balls in practice. It's so much harder.
Yeah, as mentioned, a nice facility, but you're right. There's some things you can't do inside of a smaller field house like that, and you know, you certainly don't want to flatten out those passes.
3:19 to play in the first quarter. Handoff Waldo. Waldo met at the line of scrimmage. Does carry forward progress for about 2 yards. A nice play by Tyler Zwingman, the Mike linebacker, junior for the Discoverers, to bring him down and make the stop.
You're going to give him 3 on that one, Kalen. And I think right now Norfolk just doing a little bit better job against the opposing defensive line, just pushing them back a little bit more. As we saw in the last drive, took some time off the clock, got a few first downs and put it in the end zone. Kind of a must stop, I think, here for Columbus.
Handoff again, and a good play by the Discoverer defense, pushing Rowdy Bauer back. Did not go anywhere. That's John Bloomquist, Cooper Buxton, Carter Fetty making the play.
That's what I talked about earlier. Columbus does a great job running to the football. You're not going to see 1 or 2 hats making a tackle. You're going to see about 4 or 5 most of the time.
Got to credit Isaiah Cabalia also getting in there from the linebacker spot. He's playing the will position today for Craig Williams' defense. His 23rd season in Columbus, 18th as head coach. Throwing over to the left of the receiver, incomplete. Was trying to get that out to Colson Barrett, just a little behind him. And you can see Coach Kuzier on the near sideline. He's kind of pointing that out. You got to move your body where you want to throw the ball.
Yeah, just threw it behind him. Good defense there that time by Columbus as well. 2 guys on the receiver. Brownlow, Caden Brownlow, the senior, was one of them. And I believe it was Colwitt. Connor Colwitt that was also on that play.
Zazueta with a nice punt. Braithwaite back to return. Muffs the punt. Columbus is able to jump on it. Crumley's there to retain possession, and the Discoverers will have a chance, but that was a little too close.
Yeah, that was dangerous. Such a break there. Braithwaite did not hold that in, and boy, if Crumley doesn't get on that, that's Norfolk's football. A great hustle play there by Crumley to save the possession.
1:51 to play in the first quarter. Discoverers with some pretty white jerseys, and we've got Will Wickham, who enters the game for the first time. This is where the tough decision is made, because Wickham and Vancura, quarterbacks for Columbus, can both do different things. Wickham will throw out quickly to Crumley, who's got lots of speed. Dylan Crumley uses the speed and acceleration to get across midfield and to the 41-yard line.
Boy, that almost went the distance. Saw something there on that Norfolk defense, kind of playing tight. And the man of the hour right now is Dylan Crumley. After that fumble recovery, nearly takes that one all the way to the house.
That's a 39-yard catch and run by Dylan Crumley, and puts Columbus in great position across midfield. Their first down. Brownlow in motion. Hands this off to Wojciechowski, who doesn't go anywhere, and this is not what Wojciechowski saw last week.
No. Panthers doing a good job. I think they're just kind of, they're kind of shooting gaps there, making plays. That's a heck of a tackle. I believe that was Hoffman, was it not?
Hoffman and Eisenhower, I believe, helped put that one down to his stop.
But just getting through there, bringing the linebackers up, and in some cases the safeties really defending against that run. We'll see if Columbus might try to do that play action I talked about against Norfolk.
Here's Tanner Esch to the far sideline, trying to use his speed, stays in bounds. Tanner Esch, big gain, puts a shoulder into someone, and Esch out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
That was a tough run, my goodness. I think it was Colson Barrett that he just basically ran over that time. What a run here. Look, there you go. There's that collision. My goodness. Esch was bound and determined he was not going to be brought down.
Esch is not a small man. 6'1", as a nice carry. Puts Columbus in position here. Caden Brownlow.
We talk so much, Kalen, about rhythm. And this offense for Columbus really in a rhythm right now. And they've got the Norfolk Panthers on their heels.
Trying to hurry up. Wickham hands it off. Wojciechowski stuffed again. Zazueta not letting anything by this Panther defense. He is the cornerstone for Norfolk.
Oh, Sam Zazueta, 6'1", 230. Big fella there in the middle of that defense, and he is tough to get past.
3rd down and 1 after a 2-yard gain. It's been tough sledding for Wojciechowski. And that is the end of your quarter. Panthers with a 7-point lead over the Discoverers, but Columbus has 3rd down and 1 from the 6-yard line. Coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
Third down and 1 from the 6-yard line. Columbus is 6 yards away from getting the potential tying touchdown as we are ready to begin the second quarter in Norfolk. Kalen Devin and Lou Siefker on News Channel Nebraska. Wickham hands it off. And a beautiful carry by Wojciechowski gets close to the end zone. And it's a gain of 5 down at the 1.
Yeah, you're not going to get fancy here if you're Columbus. You're going to do what you do best, and that's just roll up your sleeves and run right at the heart of this Norfolk defense. I'm guessing Wojciechowski probably gets another carry here.
Wickham in the gun. Wojciechowski, he's in. Did he not get in? He's in. Officially gets the signal from the far referee. Touchdown, Columbus.
Again, power football, nothing fancy. This is just a, I guess you'd call it a mano type game right now. They're going to challenge each other. Columbus does much what Norfolk did a moment ago. Just roll up your sleeves and power that football in. Do what you do best. And that's a nice answer by Columbus. It starts out with that swing pass. It went, 39 yards. to start that drive, and it ends in a touchdown. Great answer there by the Discoverers.
Strong push by that Discover offensive line. Field goal. PAT almost blocked. Really nice effort by Coulson Bear to try to tip that. It did go through. We're tied at 7, 11:34 to play in the second quarter. We're back on NCN after this.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Michael Wojciechowski finds the end zone for Columbus on a 1-yard touchdown run. We are tied in the Maroon Cup at 7 as Tanner Esch kicks off. Touchback all the way to the back line of the end zone. Our second quarter is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Thanks to Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Well, these guys, Lou, know each other really well. In the last 10 matchups between Columbus and Norfolk, the Discoverers lead 6-4, so it's close. There's only been 2 one-score games between the two teams in that time period. Both were won by Columbus. And the points for, I think, is the craziest part. Columbus has scored 241 points, Norfolk 243. Wow. Separated by 2 points.
Yeah, that's a rivalry there. There you go. It's not only location that makes it a rivalry, but how competitive are the games?
This is a nice carry. Colson Barrett stays on his feet, picks up the first down and a gain of 12 yards.
That's like the play there, bringing Barrett around. And he's able to get a nice gain. Barrett got roughed up on defense a moment ago, but that's a nice run and gives Norfolk a first down here at the 33. I think you're gonna see the offenses do a little bit of that here and there to try to spread the defense out a little bit. But I think when push comes to shove, literally, both these teams like to run between the tackles.
There's Hoffman. Takes the shotgun snap and a penalty. And we'll back up Norfolk 5 yards. Temperatures starting to go down a little bit. Reached a high of 99 today.
At 6 o'clock, Kalen, I looked, it was 97 with the heat index, I believe, was 104. Which, crazy to say, was, that was kind of a step down from where it had been. I mean, still very, very hot, but starting to come down.
And at 8:33, it's 87 with a heat index of 91. Hoffman, tough throw on the run. Nice catch made by Bauer, but really didn't go too far. Got a short gain of 3.
I believe that was Caden Caples there with the hit. Watch the hit here. That's what you got to do with guys like Bauer. Don't let him turn and square those shoulders up. That's a heck of a tackle and really limited that play to nothing. Actually, a loss of a yard.
There's your stud linebacker. Second down and 11. Hoffman, quarterback sneak, takes it himself on the draw play and gets across the 35 to the 36 before being whistled down. A gain of 4.
Looks like
Bloomquist.
Yeah, John Bloomquist, the senior, lost his helmet, so he's got to come out for a play.
That brings in Joel Thomas to take his spot as the nose guard. 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers. Got to give credit to the Columbus defense. Stepping up last time out for a 3 and out, and now trying to get one here. Hoffman. Another penalty on the far sideline.
I think you see a little bit of the fact that now that's only the 2nd penalty against Norfolk. Columbus has 1, and they've all been procedure penalties. But when you start seeing that, and especially in these situations, sometimes it's your first game. You know, you're just trying to iron some things out. But both of these teams so evenly matched. Penalties like that, it was 3rd down and 6, which, you know, 3rd down and medium. Now it's 3rd and long, and I don't think either team is very comfortable in this 3rd and more than 10 situation.
You're going to have to rely on your quarterback to throw the ball. Hoffman takes a shot deep. Wasn't really looking for it, and it's incomplete. Strike never turned his head. Wasn't prepared for that ball to come out that quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure there by Columbus. Forced him to get rid of the football very quick. And a nice stop again for the Discoverers. Get the football back and probably are going to get reasonably good field position.
The officials respot the ball. 4th down. And Sam Zazueta out to punt. Spiraling kick headed out of bounds, and that is not a great change of field position for Norfolk. We'll see where it's officially spotted.
It's going to be up near midfield.
And the 46-yard line. Let's send it down to Andrew Pfeiffer for an update.
Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer down here with Preston Hochschneider. He is a Columbus fan himself. Preston, you got to tell me, you're traveling up to Norfolk for away games. What's kind of some of the stuff that a student section brings to a football game?
So I texted my friends and asked them if they wanted to ride. I got 8 people in my car, and we went down to Norfolk and just brought energy for the team is what we're supposed to do. So.
And what kind of energy do you guys provide, and what's one of those things that your responsibility to do as a student section?
So we really just try and motivate individual players. We always yell their numbers, get them to turn around, look at us, pump them up a little bit, and also just like the organized cheers we like to do a little bit. So,
Preston, thank you. Have fun tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Kaylin and Lou, back to you.
Well, I think he would have been cheering pretty loud if you just saw that last run by Dylan Crumley. Gain of 10 yards and a 1st down.
Well, first of all, you got to love the student enthusiasm there. That's awesome. And a heck of a run. Crumley is playing a nice game. Broke the initial tackle. Looked like it might have been a loss. He broke that tackle and got out for a nice gain.
Up the gut for a short gain, Wojciechowski. That's Kabalia carrying the football. Gain of 5.
You've seen both teams kind of doing those receiver, sweep plays and getting nice gains off of those.
2nd down and 6. Quick toss out to Tanner Esch. Gets a nice block trying to get toward the 1st down. Stays in, hit on his way out of bounds. And gets close to the marker, or did he only get a couple on the carry? It is a 1st down. A gain of 6 yards, 1st and 10 for Columbus. Make sure you join us for our halftime show presented by Columbus Community Hospital. Lesh did a nice job staying inbounds and cutting upfield to pick up the 1st down yardage. In motion, that's Brownlow. Handoff Kabalia. Kabalia to the 30-yard line. Gain of 2.
I think you've seen Columbus's ability at times to get out on the perimeter and make plays. That's what you want to do, is you want to kind of spread that defense out. You can't allow them to pack in and really shut down that interior run. You spread them out a little bit, and then that interior run opens up a little bit. I think you've seen that here. Columbus starting to gain some yards there in between the tackles.
Wickham takes the high snap, throws quickly, and a nice play defensively to make the stop right away, but that catch was hauled in.
That was Barrett making the tackle. Very quick play. Looked like he got his hand in there, but what a catch by Esch. Or rather, Caples. That's Caden Caples.
3rd down and 3. After the short reception. 6:42 to play in the first half. We're tied at 7 in the Maroon Cup. Norfolk and Columbus. Hands it off Kabalia. Kabalia with a nice burst of speed gets pummeled, but picks up the first down nonetheless.
Yeah, another play that looked like Norfolk might have it defended. Kabalia almost lost that football, juggling it. I thought he was juggling it there a little bit. And they're fortunate, Columbus fortunate to pick up that first down. Kabalia, nice job to stay calm and keep that football. And another first down. Columbus really starting to move the football now.
And a really nice tackle out there, Tavian Winsley. Winsley, a 6'2", 200-pound sophomore. And timeout called by the Discoverers. 6:33 to play, tied at 7. Norfolk and Columbus coming up next on NCN.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
First and 10 for Columbus coming up from the 17-yard line. Stick around with us for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. A little bit of a longer break in between timeouts, quarters because of the heat. You want to give these athletes a little time to rest, drink some water, and try to cool down as much as possible.
Well, we're approaching halfway through the second quarter. We have not seen any cramping yet, which is a good sign.
No, not on the field, but they haven't seen up here.
Yeah, I was grabbing my calves a few times there in that first quarter, but.
And after the first two drives for Braylon Van Cura, it's been Will Wickham, the junior, who's been taking them the rest of the way. He hands it off here on a reverse for Tanner Esch. And a flag comes out late. Esch gets up. He's a little slow to get up. Short gain of 3. But late at the end of that play, the near side official tossed out a flag. And it's a hold. Some of those outside runs can be so tricky because you need to turn your defender back inside, and that's where most of the holding calls are made.
Yeah, I think you see it right there. It looked like number 52 for Columbus had a hold of a shirt out there. That was Carter Fetty. I'm not sure if that was the call or not. Nevertheless, that's a painful penalty for Columbus because they were really on a roll. Look like they're heading for another scoring drive.
Screen pass, pressure comes in quickly. Catch is made by Tanner Esch. And he picks up a few yards, about 5 on the screen pass.
Yes, only a good receiver, but now that we're in the scoring position here for Columbus, he's an excellent place kicker too. He's got some range. Hit a 40-yarder, I believe. I believe that was last week. He hit over a 40-yarder. So that's a weapon in games like this.
Looking to throw. Wickham rolls out. Getting chased from behind. He'll throw this one away. Good pressure defensively by Jackson Mazook, who's trying to get out there and stop Will Wickham. Wickham, he doesn't mind rolling out and making those tough plays. Coach Williams told us that Wickham, of course, like many young athletes, one of his role models is Patrick Mahomes, and for good reason. You've got those fun rollout plays, the sidearm tosses, and Will Wickham is athletic, and Craig Williams believes he can make those kinds of throws.
Yeah. And my role model was Johnny Unitas. I'm not saying I'm old or anything, but did you know who Johnny Unitas is?
I sure do. Legend for the Baltimore Colts.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 16 and a timeout called. Timeout for Columbus. That's their second of the first half. 5:41 to play. We're tied at 7. 3rd and 16 with the Panthers and the Discoverers in the Maroon Cup. It comes up next.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
3rd down and 16. Student section in Norfolk getting loud draw play. Kabalia wasn't a bad decision before he ran into his line and lost the football. Panthers are on it. Turnover.
Yeah, first turnover of the ball game, Kalen, and that takes points off the boards. Watch the hit at the end of this. Kabalia got tagged pretty good. Right there, and you see the ball come out as he's hitting the ground.
We talked about the size from sophomore Tavian Winsley. He's the one who made the hit and popped that ball free.
Yeah, that's a big play there for the Panthers. Columbus really was moving now. They got set back by some penalties. That holding call certainly hurt them. But now Norfolk with the football, 5:34 to work with here before halftime.
Hoffman, honestly, fortunate that he had the stoppage of play. He fumbled the snap. Instead, it'll back up 5 yards anyway. That's Norfolk's 3rd penalty. Norfolk and Columbus both with 3 penalties on the game, so it's been even, and they've all been offensive penalties. As Chris Kuzier, not too happy about the call.
No, not at all.
You want your guys to be disciplined, but week 1, it's always a little tricky. There's going to be mistakes.
Yeah, I think Coach Kuzier feels like they have a chance maybe to capitalize on the turnover, and you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. That's why he's frustrated.
Hoffman, snap. Then a quick look, instead takes it himself. Hoffman designed quarterback run to the 40-yard line. C.J. Hoffman out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And how about that carry from the quarterback?
I'll tell you, Columbus was not expecting the draw play here by the quarterback, and a big hole there allowed a nice gain there from Hoffman.
24-yard carry from C.J. Hoffman. Before being brought down out of bounds at the 42. And we mentioned the athleticism. He's played baseball for Norfolk. He's their leadoff hitter. He's their shortstop through over the middle. Nice catch. Rowdy Bauer brought down across midfield to the 45-yard line, and it's a nice gain of 13.
Yeah, that's a big completion there for Hoffman. Columbus had that pretty well defended. They kind of were disguising their coverage, dropped back in coverage. You saw but that's just a nice pitch and catch between Hoffman and Rowdy Bauer.
And this is where you hope Hoffman starts to find his rhythm. Senior quarterback starting his first game of his senior year. Handoff. That is a nice carry by Hudson. Waldo plunges forward for a gain of 12 and another Panther first down. They can't seem to stop picking up the chains.
Yeah, this is a really good drive off that turnover. It's all about momentum in this game, and who can seize that momentum, who can get their offense in a rhythm. It's kind of been back and forth. Norfolk started the scoring with a nice drive, and Columbus able to put together some drives. Now Norfolk here, 4:40 to go before halftime, certainly has a chance to put points on the board.
Waldo again, cuts forward. The fullback doing what fullbacks do, picking up yards. It's 10-yard gain for Waldo. Well, maybe not anymore. The fullback is almost getting phased out of football, but not in Norfolk's offense. Hudson Waldo has been the main man tonight when he's been toting that football.
Well, I love Waldo because he's my north-south guy. He's not going to run and be fancy. He's just running right at you, trying to run you over. It's a good pickup there. Norfolk now approaching the red zone.
4:08 to play in the first half. Tied at 7 at the 23-yard line. Here's Hoffman. Hands it off again. Waldo charging forward, holding on to that ball with two hands and picks up 3.
That's a good low tackle. Trying to see so many players around there. Not sure which discoverer that was, but whoever was at the point of attack got really low there and did a great job to stop the runner in his tracks and allowed his friends to come and finish that play off.
There's Craig Williams, you just saw on the screen. Originally from Red Oak, Iowa. He's been here for 23 years. Looking nice, beautiful throw. Rowdy Bauer backwards in the end zone. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Norfolk. Panthers with the lead.
That's a good throw there. And Bauer backpedaling, gets open, gets behind the defense. But Hoffman with a nice throw, put that one on the money to his running back coming out of that backfield. And that's a great drive. I think you saw why Coach was so upset a moment ago, because I think he felt like they had a chance to put points on the board. And a very impressive drive by the Panthers gives them the lead here just before halftime.
Zazueta with a powerful kick high over the upright. It's good. Norfolk takes a 7-point lead in the Maroon Cup with 3:21 to play in the first half, as Columbus will try to tie the game against their rivals. Coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Building innovation, creating opportunity. That's the Superior way. Superior Industries of Columbus is a key player in forming the world's infrastructure. Their innovative equipment is used to build roads, hospitals, utilities, and other fundamental systems. But it's their culture that encourages bold ideas, creating new opportunities for people like you. And they want you on their team. Visit workatsuperior.com to learn more about opportunities available. Positions that include weekly pay, complete benefits package, on-the-spot bonuses for exceptional work, and a fun working atmosphere. Working with the most advanced equipment and technology you can find. Join the Superior team today.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
C.J. Hoffman on a 19-yard touchdown pass to Rowdy Bauer. He's 4 of 7 now today. All 4 receptions made by number 25, Rowdy Bauer. Panthers take a 14-7 lead. Touchback, Dylan Crumley.
Kalen, I think that Zazueta's got a leg out there, doesn't he? That's a weapon as well, not just field goal kicking, but being able to get touchbacks. And that last extra point, I think, is now orbiting the earth. I'm not sure. That was
a high kick. That might have been
really
good from
high.
50. 3:21 to play in the first half. Norfolk with a 7-point lead over their rival Columbus.
We'll see what Coach Williams and the Discoverers come up with here. Enough time here, 3:21 to go.
Here's an end around. Tanner Esch at the 20-yard line tries to blast through a Norfolk defender. Didn't get too many yards there. Was trying to plunge his way through Maddox first.
One drawback for the Discoverers right now, only one timeout left. So you have to be very smart with the football.
Taking their time offensively to get the right play call. 2nd down and 7 from the Discoverer 23. Esch in motion and timeout. That is Columbus's 3rd timeout. They've got no more in the half. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Discoverers out of timeouts. Will Wickham heads back behind his center in shotgun. 14-7, Norfolk leads in this rivalry matchup. Only 2.5 minutes to play. Wickham looking for a deep ball, launches it for Esch, too far. And good coverage. Colson Barrett out there for Norfolk.
Now, I was going to say a moment ago, Kalen, is if Norfolk can get a stop on that 2nd down, you may want to take a timeout because you're going to try to get the football back. Columbus tries to throw deep, and now it's an incomplete pass. That's not only does that save Norfolk a timeout, but now you're setting up 3rd and 7, and neither team has been able to convert more than 3rd and 4 tonight. So not in anybody's best interest to be 3rd down and long.
4-3 look here from the Panthers. Wickham throws quickly too far. Out of bounds, looking for Caden Brownlow, and incomplete.
That certainly helps Norfolk, because now Norfolk still has all 3 timeouts left. Columbus, you can't fault them for trying to be aggressive, trying to move the football. But 2 incomplete passes now. Norfolk should get good field position. 2:22 to go before halftime. 3 timeouts. They certainly have a chance here to extend their lead.
Norfolk didn't send any pressure defensively there, was fully prepared for the pass and stopped it nicely. 4th down and 7, 2:21 to play. Here's the big boot from Cale Forney. Going back is Bauer. That is a beautiful punt. Rolling out of bounds.
Incredible.
Touchdown, at the 4-yard line.
That's one of the best punts I've ever seen. That's fantastic. Talk about flipping the field. We just got done saying Norfolk's got a chance to score. I don't think so. You've got about the 4-yard line now. That's going to be a heck of a lot harder to go 96 yards than, say, 56 yards, which is what it looked like Norfolk might have to deal with.
Cale Forney with the big boot on. Nearly an 80-yard punt in total distance.
Your punters don't get any attention unless they shank one, right? Or unless they do something like that. But the kicking game is so important, and you see why. That probably, barring a big play from Norfolk here, probably kept points off the board for the Discoverers.
Cale Forney, punters are people too. First down and 10 from the 4-yard line, 2:10 to play. Handing it off to the running back, breaking free.
Wow.
Rowdy Bauer stays on his feet across midfield. Rowdy Bauer, 96 yards. Touchdown, Norfolk.
Wow. Incredible back-to-back plays. Nobody thought Norfolk was going to be able to score except for Norfolk and Rowdy Bauer. Watch this at the end of the run. He breaks a couple of tackles, spins out of it, and takes it to the house. One of the best punts I've ever seen followed by one of the better runs I've ever seen. Back-to-back plays. Norfolk gets the biggest of the two and takes a 2-touchdown lead here late in the second quarter.
Rowdy Bauer with the hat trick. 96-yard touchdown run. That's his third touchdown of the game, second on the ground. And the Panthers bring life to the home crowd. They take a 21-7 lead over rival Columbus. And the Discoverers look to take momentum back. As let's check out this run one more time. Rowdy Bauer breaks free, keeps the core strength going, a ballerina twirl. And that's not going to stop Rowdy Bauer. Speed, acceleration, touchdown.
Unreal.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
We feel it at the grocery store, when we pay our cable bill, or purchase our favorite coffee. Costs are on the rise. That's not true with electricity. For the past 10 years, customers in communities served by Nebraska Public Power District have enjoyed no annual overall rate increases. So, considering how electricity powers our everyday, it remains a great value. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
A 74-yard punt from Cale Forney turns into a 96-yard touchdown run from Rowdy Bauer, and a muffed punt here. Muffed on the kickoff, but trying to keep his feet. And carrying it just short of the 20-yard line, Omar Rozikoff on the carry. Columbus has a long way to go, and this is where you want to keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
Talking to Craig Williams, he was mentioning Norfolk Columbus battle last year. It was a 14-7 game. Norfolk had a 7-point lead, scored right at the end of the half to go up 21-7. Right now, Williams kind of seeing flashbacks.
Yeah, that's a deja vu all over again, huh? That's that run by Bauer, that could be a backbreaker for Columbus. How do you respond from a play like that? You had them pinned, and now you're down 2 scores.
Handing it off to Caballia, who's trying to stay on his feet, spinning up toward the 25-yard line. Also, Braylon Van Cura is back into the game for Columbus, is trying to find some kind of offensive movement. You got to see which quarterback can help get it done.
I thought Wickham did a good job, and once he came in there, I thought Columbus's offense was immediately a little bit better.
Screen pass, hit up early. Good play defensively to stop that thing before it even got started.
Jaden Thompson right in there on that play.
Now 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 3, rather. 1:17 to play in the first half. There's that big hit. Nicely done, Jaden Thompson. Vancura, deep drop back, rushed immediately. Vancura is sacked, brought down by the sophomore, Tavian Winsley.
Winsley has had a good ball game. You did a good job there just to kind of get Vancouver cornered there, and it took a really good angle that time. Vancouver is looking downfield trying to find somebody to throw the football to. But that's a heck of a play by Winsley to eliminate anything for the Columbus.
Norfolk sent pressure, and it worked. 1:04 to play in the first half. 21-7 our score. Norfolk with a 2-touchdown lead. They also get the ball back here, Lou. So Columbus will punt, and 4th down and 10 after a 6-yard loss on the sack. And now very reasonable opportunity for the Panthers to score. C.J. Hoffman's feeling confident. Rowdy Bauer is feeling good after that 96-yard touchdown score for his 3rd of the day.
Yeah. I was about to say, if Norfolk could get good field position, you feel like you got a chance with 2 timeouts, but they just scored in 1 play from 96 yards out. So, but you're going to have a hard time doing that all day long against Columbus. But I think I think if you do get some good field position out of that, you've got 2 timeouts, 1:04 to work with. You certainly could get in field goal range, if not take a couple shots at the end zone.
Forney looking for a better boot here. He's standing back at the 4-yard line as Rowdy Bauer back at the 35. Low snap. Punt twirling in the air as Bauer lets it bounce. Thought about taking it and gets another nice hop. Discover a bounce inside the 25, down at the 23.
Oh,
another solid punt.
Yeah, another really good punt. He got it up high in the air. I think if you're Bauer, you'd like to have him come up and field that punt, because those punts have not only been good and high and long, but when they hit the ground, they've really done a good job rolling for extra yards. And Norfolk, again, they don't have the terrible field position they had a moment ago, but certainly not what they would like to have here in the inside the minute, only 54 seconds to go before the half.
23-yard line. 77 yards away from the end zone with 54 seconds to play in the half. Hoffman feels the pressure and takes off himself. C.J. Hoffman, another good gain. Brought down at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 17. But a flag on the far sideline.
Yeah, might be coming back. We'll see.
45 seconds on the clock. It's a long discussion with the 2 officials. And the flag. Being waved off. First down, Norfolk, 17-yard gain.
Yeah, not sure what the officials saw there, but do a good job to talk it out. Decided that whatever they saw was not the penalty that they perhaps thought it was.
Hoffman looking to take a shot.
Oh.
One-handed catch almost brought in before hitting the ground, and a penalty flag comes out. Dylan Crumley might be the culprit.
Yeah, I think that's going to go against Crumley for pass interference.
Strike almost reeled it in either way on his way out of bounds.
And that'll give Norfolk another first down. That's not a bad throw, and pretty good coverage overall, but officials are going to say that was pass interference. That's awfully close.
Oh, that's if you're Crumley, you want to turn your head and try to make a play on the football. Obviously, you can't every time but that's where that little shove toward the end of the play.
Well, you're right. It's when the defensive back is not looking back for the football, they're more likely to get that call. I think, that was awfully close, and I think that's probably where that call came from, was not making that look back toward the football.
45-yard line. Hoffman rolls out to the right. Will chuck it wide open. Nice catch made on his way out of bounds. That's Colson Barrett. That's that is Eisenhower who makes the catch.
Yeah, it was a really good catch. Ball's kind of high. Eisenhower goes up and makes a great catch there on the sidelines. Not only gets his feet in bounds, but goes out of bounds after the catch to stop the clock. And now a timeout. Norfolk going to talk it over. 24 seconds to go.
24 seconds, 21-7. Panthers by 2 scores and a chance to increase that. Coming up next.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
First and 10 from the 26, 24 seconds to play. Hoffman rolls out, has time, launches toward the end zone, and it's intercepted at the goal line. That takes away the Panthers' chances of scoring. It's picked by Caden Brownlow.
Yeah, it's a good pick there by Brownlow. Probably not a good decision here. There's 3 Columbus defenders right there in the area, so that's a tough pass to complete. Brownlow, the one closest to the receiver, does a good job to secure the football, and that turns Norfolk away.
Well, I think you see that corner out and you say, hey, my receiver might make a cut, make a chance. A little underthrown, and that's where the Columbus defensive backs were able to make that play. Discoverers, no timeout, 16 seconds. Vancura in the gun. Maybe just taking a knee and heading to the locker room, and that's exactly what the Discoverers will do. Panthers get a few big plays. 3 touchdowns from Rowdy Bauer, and they lead over their rival Columbus 21-7 in the Maroon Cup. Halftime is heading your way on News Channel Nebraska, and we'll join you again next with halftime highlights, stats, and more coming up.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Whether you play on a field or play on a court or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you ensure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door, from the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes, and that family gathering that everyone always talked about, but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said...
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska. We have officially reached halftime as Norfolk Panthers lead the Columbus Discoverers 21-7. I'm here with senior fan Gabe Clausen for the Norfolk Panthers. Gabe, tell me about kind of some of the stuff that you do. You said you were a part of like a board with the student section, is that?
Yep, so our group is the Panther Posse, and it is me and two of my best friends, and we run just all of the chants and the cheers that go on with our student athletes and groups.
And having part of me those responsibilities, guys, it's really hot out today, and you guys are wearing a blackout. Tell me about that.
Yep, so I voted we should do a whiteout today, but I got outvoted 2-1, so we went with the blackout, and that's always been a tradition against Columbus to wear the blackout, and so far it seems to be working.
And it looks like the tradition definitely outmatches the weather indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Back to you, Kalen and Lou.
Thanks, Andrew. As Norfolk with a 21-7 lead over Columbus. The home crowd is happy. The band is on the field. Not wearing uniforms tonight. It's a little too hot for that, so just wearing the maroon pride. Both teams, Columbus and Norfolk, are maroon. They've battled for the Maroon Cup. And let's see the first half of our Maroon Cup battle with Norfolk and Columbus. C.J. Hoffman, quarterback, senior starter, gets pummeled in the back and keeps on going forward for a beautiful game and 14 yards to put his team in the chance to score a touchdown. So what do they do next? They hand it off to Rowdy Bauer, who finds his way in his first touchdown of the day. Norfolk leads 7-0 after the first score. But it's a competitive battle. Wickham, a nice toss over to the side to Dylan Crumley, who uses his space and his speed to create an opportunity for the Discoverers. Being brought down out of bounds, and here's the final touchdown put off by the Discoverers. It's Wojciechowski, his first score of the day, his third on the season. And Columbus ties the game at 7. Handing it off here to Isaiah Kabalia, hits a defender, and then gets pummeled. A nice play defensively by Norfolk's linebacker Winsley to cough that ball free, and the Panthers are on it. Then quarterback again, Hoffman with a quarterback keeper, eludes a tackle, shoved out of bounds, and another good gain, and he is really showing his athleticism today. Hoffman looks to throw, firing for Rowdy Bauer. That's touchdown number 2 for Bauer, backpedaling into the end zone. And 96 yards away from Pater. Norfolk's going to take a while to get there, right? No sirree, as Bauer twirls, stays on his feet for 96 yards, and the Panthers take a 21-7 lead over rival Columbus at home. Week 1 action. Columbus is 1-0. They took down Fremont last week. This is Norfolk's first game, and Lou, they're cruising.
Yeah, doing a nice job. This game was kind of a little bit of an ebb and flow. It started with Norfolk putting together a nice drive, put points on the board, and then Columbus changed quarterbacks. And once they did that, they started moving the football. I was impressed with Will Wickham when he came in there. And then Norfolk kind of seized the momentum and kind of kept it there through that last part of the second quarter. That run by Bauer was just such a backbreaker because if you remember, the play before that, Columbus kind of backed up in their own end of the field, and the punt was 75, 80-yard plant.
77 yards.
77 yards down to the 4-yard line. It looked like Columbus had Norfolk right where they wanted them, and then, of course, Bauer goes 96 yards. That's the biggest play in the game. It's such a momentum swing. And so Columbus got their work cut out for them in the second half, and you've got to shake that off. You got to come out like it's a tie ball game and play that way. Sometimes, if it's a younger team, mentally it's tough to shake plays like that off. I think Columbus will be able to do that. It's going to be a matter now in the second half is, can Columbus sustain the drives and put some points on the board, and can Norfolk kind of continue to do what they did there in that second quarter?
Let's check out our school spotlight as well. In Norfolk, 25,000 people in Madison County, almost 1,000 students in the school. They are the Panthers, and the Panthers with a 21-7 lead over the Discoverers right there. In Platte County, very similar size town, Columbus, almost 1,000 students in the school. These Norfolk and Columbus are almost identical with colors, with size, and just how competitive these schools are for the Maroon Cup, which brings in every sport. I love that you involve the entire school. Norfolk has won the Maroon Cup for the last 4 years, and in the time that it's been a thing since 2007, Norfolk has won 12 out of 15 Maroon Cups. So they've got the Maroon Cup lead, but every game matters, and right now, Norfolk does lead on the year, 1-0 thanks to Norfolk Girls Golf winning a triangular against Columbus on Monday.
There you go.
This is a chance for the Panthers to take the second point of the year. 21-7, Panthers over the Discoverers at halftime. We'll take a quick break and be back in the third quarter coming up.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom.
For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off. Factory-trained and certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Okay, that's it. Done. Stop. Partnership. It's more than a handshake in a farm field. These are cliches and conventions, and we're here to break them. We want to do the work that needs doing, to take on your challenges together. Let us help move your operation forward. We promise to be the partner you need, not the one you're used to. Honest.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Well, thanks for tuning in on News Channel Nebraska, a battle for the Maroon Cup. Norfolk and Columbus rivals, and they are leaving it all out on the field. But right now, Norfolk with the tiny edge, 21-7 over the Columbus Discoverers. Thanks for tuning in at halftime today. I'm Kalen Devin along with Lou Siefker. If you're just joining us, first quarter, very slow-paced. I'm trying to move that football on the ground, but recently Norfolk has began to open it up just a little bit with the passing game, and it helps that you have a guy like Rowdy Bauer, who has 111 yards on the ground, including a 96-yard touchdown run. He's also got 40 yards receiving with a 19-yard touchdown, 3 total touchdowns if you toss in a 4-yard score he had earlier in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think we were talking just a moment ago about momentum and how do you shake a play off. Now, Rowdy Bauer's 96-yard touchdown run, which gave Norfolk the 2-touchdown lead. One thing to remember is that Norfolk got the ball back again and had a chance to score, and then a big interception there at the end of the half. Maybe that gives Columbus a little bit of momentum themselves coming out here into the third quarter as they turn Norfolk away. That interception, I think if you're Columbus, mentally you feel like you that kept you in the game. You still have a chance here to come back and win this thing, only down 2 scores. I think the third quarter, Columbus got to play well in the third quarter, get themselves back, really in this game, down 2 scores. But I think that interception might be a little bit of their own momentum here as they enter into the third quarter.
For Columbus, you're looking for guys like Tanner Esch, Isaiah Kabalia, Michael Wojciechowski, guys like that to help get you back in the game. And the Discoverers will take the kickoff to begin the third quarter. 21-7, Panthers by 2 scores. We'll send you to a quick break, but remember, third quarter is coming up next on NCN.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
I have seen other chiropractors in the past, but Dr. Kim really is in tune with your body and your individual needs. I have a really physically demanding job. She keeps my body going.
Being in the military, it's very hard on the body, so I see her quite often after drill weekends. I believe that the body is a machine, and the best way to heal it is being in alignment and letting the body do the work. There's no age too young or too old to see Dr. Kim.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. For wedding bands, we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
I have seen other chiropractors in the past, but Dr. Kim really is in tune with your body and your individual needs. I have a really physically demanding job. She keeps my body going.
Being in the military, it's very hard on the body, so I see her quite often after drill weekends. I believe that the body is a machine, and the best way to heal it is being in alignment and letting the body do the work. There's no age too young or too old to see Dr. Kim.
My son, Christopher Parado, was 20 years old when he was prescribed opioids. It took him 5 days to get addicted. I'm not supposed to be the one to go get his suit and tie and pick which sneakers that I'm gonna bury him in. My son overdosed at the age of 22 years old.
A beautiful shot of the goalpost in Norfolk, Nebraska tonight. Memorial Field between the Norfolk Panthers and the Columbus Discoverers. Both teams return to the gridiron. Panthers with the home maroons and the Discoverers with the whites. There's a little anchor down from Columbus. Crossing out the X's. The ends with X's. You don't want to see any ends on the anchor down for Norfolk.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Michigan and Ohio State do the entire week for rivalry week. They cross out the M's and the O's.
Yeah. I wonder if they could refer to each other as that team up north, that team down south.
Let's talk a little bit about the coaches. I think you can do that. Norfolk slightly further north, both in Northeast, but slightly further north. Talk about some of the coaches today for Columbus. You've got Craig Williams, who's 18th year as head coach, 23rd year with the program. Grew up in Red Oak, Iowa, which is about 20 minutes from where I lived in Shenandoah. Not sure if you know Iowa geography at all.
Yeah, I do know that area.
But Williams was a wide receivers coach at Buena Vista before becoming the wide receivers coach at Columbus, and then took over in 2000 as the head coach and trying to lead Columbus to another good season. Columbus has only had 2 coaches in 54 seasons.
Isn't that amazing? That's
Dick Lindy and Craig Williams.
Yep. Just saying that using the word continuity, you kind of know what to expect. Coach Williams has done a really good job, I think, leading this program, and I think they had a rough year last year. The problem with both of these schools is that they compete in Class A, and they're 2 of the smallest Class A schools. So you can have a good team, and I've seen it certainly with Norfolk, just because I've been a little closer to that program, but you've seen them have good teams, and then an injury here, an injury there, it kind of derails the season where you just don't have the numbers, you don't have the depth. So really important for both of these programs to stay healthy and certainly develop younger players. So, that's a battle for both of these programs being, as I mentioned, the smaller Class A schools.
I think in a perfect world, you want both Norfolk and Columbus to be succeeding in Class A football. But the capital city, Lincoln and Omaha, both very, very talented with their schools. Let's send it down to Andrew Pfeiffer for a hit.
Hi guys, thanks Kaylin and Lou. I'm down here with a couple of Norfolk Panther cheerleaders, guys. I'm sure you guys put in a lot, if not more work and time than a lot of the team does. So tell me kind of about what your routine is. I saw some smiles there.
Oh, we practice morning and night. We have morning practices. We're up at 5 every morning, and then we have practice. We have tumbling class starting on Wednesdays. We're getting really pumped for homecoming coming up.
Awesome. And tell me about some of the work that you guys put in and your favorite part that leads to it at the end of the day.
Just giving spirit, showing off spirit. We want the team to be hyped. We want to be excited, and being able to do stunts, they love it, and yeah.
Awesome. I believe you guys want to show me something?
Sure.
All righty. This is News Channel Nebraska. Flipping it back to you, Kaylin and Lou.
That hurt my back just looking at that. I don't think I can do that.
I'm glad he didn't ask me to do that. I'd still be down there in traction.
Well, we'll ask you down at the post. Sure. We need you to go do a, was it back? It was almost like a backflip. It's like a back handstand cartwheel, backwards cartwheel.
I can fall down forward pretty easily. I do that quite often.
Well, you know that Chris Kuzier, third-year head coach for Norfolk, he loves his cheerleaders because they bring so much spirit. Kuzier from Hemingford, Nebraska in the Sandhills, close to Carhenge in Alliance. Nice vacation spot.
Yeah.
He coached a little bit in Grand Island, 12 years as an assistant coach before taking over the head coaching role in Sydney for 6 years. At the 21-32 record over 6 seasons, made the playoffs twice, and then took over Norfolk in 2021. First year went 3-6, and last year went 5-4. In Norfolk, 5-4 were the first team left out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Would have been in if it wasn't for Papillion La Vista, who had a worse record, 4-5. But since they were second in their division, they jumped Norfolk for that 16th spot.
Yeah, that hurts, but I think you see the program building here under Coach Kuzier, and I think you kind of see it even tonight, a team that appears to be pretty well prepared to play. It's always difficult when it's your first game and you're playing a team like Columbus, who's coming off an impressive win and full of confidence, and you're still trying to feel things out to play well. But I think they've done that here in that first half. They kind of took Columbus's best shot and held serve, and in that second quarter, they take the lead off some big plays. So far, so good here for Norfolk. Columbus going to get the football here to start the third quarter. Certainly for the Discoverers, you'd love to put together a drive here, put a quick touchdown on the board, and get right back in this thing.
And this is how you take momentum back if you're Columbus. Sam Zazueta with the big boot. And Dylan Crumley takes it at the goal line. He will run it out. Crumley gets hit down at about the 16-yard line. Good play on the kick return coverage. Helping making a nice stop, Brendan Luna. And 1st and 10 for Columbus. We talked about the quarterback controversy. You've got Will Wickham, Braylon Vancura. Who are you rolling with throughout the rest of the way? It's still early in the season. And right now, Braylon Vancura heading in to the Discoverer formation to help lead this offense and see if Columbus can make a nice fight here. You got 2 halves to do it. Down by 14, Vancura in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Kabalia, gets some nice blocking through the right side, pounds forward for a nice gain of about 4. Kabalia had 22 yards in that first half. It wasn't a whole lot of yardage for Columbus, had 57 through the air thanks to Will Wickham. 33 yards for Tanner Esch on the ground as well. 2nd down and 6. A bunch set. And this is Esch on the end around carry. Esch cuts back in, spins. Tanner Esch with a nice carry. Picks up the first down yardage and a flag flying out of the pile.
Might have a face mask at the end of that.
And you have a Panther down at the 25-yard line.
It might be the first cramp of the night. We'll see. Hopefully that's all it is.
We'll see what the penalty is. We want to check in on the injured Panther as well. It is a face mask, and the Panther that's down is Sam Zazueta. and he is the do-it-all offensive lineman, defensive lineman, kicker, punter for Norfolk. He is a key player, and that is a guy who you don't want to see injured.
Yeah, pretty valuable fella out there for the Panthers. Again, I think it's a cramp where they're working on. And certainly, again, hopefully that's the case. We went through the entire first half without any cramps. I'm going to go ahead and say here in the second half, you're going to see probably quite a bit of this, assuming that's what it is.
Our third quarter today is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. And Husker Rehab and crew like trainers on the sidelines, that's what you need to have for a football team to help keep you going, stretch you out, make sure that you're doing okay. This is a day where it's hot and humid. You need to drink water. You need to drink. I've heard some people drink pickle juice 2 days beforehand to keep the citrus helps going. Bananas are another really good source of potassium that helps with that. But you really can't eat it on this. You kind of have to eat it days in advance to help you out whenever you get to the moment that you might be cramping.
You're right. You can't wait till the day of the game to work on your hydration. That's got to come, you're right, several days before. You've got to get ready to go. Now, maybe, sometimes cramps, assuming these are cramps, those can take you out of a ball game. I mean, those are sometimes hard to get rid of. And it looks like Dazueta's going to get up, which is a very good sign here for the Panthers. But, cramps they're sometimes, especially when it's humid like this, sometimes cramps are tough to get rid of. And especially, I'm not saying that's the case with Dazueta, but if you're not properly hydrated, they can really be problematic.
Dazueta is walking under his own power, which is always good to see. Pickle cubes are a really good snack. You ever had pickle cubes before? You take frozen pickle juice and...
That sounds terrible.
It's a treat that you can have for football players 2 days before a hot game like it is today.
I'm just a little upset that I spilled my hot chocolate all over.
If you're drinking hot chocolate on a day like today, there is a conversation that we need to have after the broadcast. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Van Cura fakes the handoff, hands it off to Esch on another end around. Tanner Esch on the far sideline, across the 40, 30, Tanner Esch, speed, Tanner Esch with a Columbus touchdown. 45 yards for the score, and the Discoverers are back within a possession.
I think that's actually 55, wasn't it, Galen?
55 yards.
Yep. Can't shortchange Mr. Esch. That was a heck of a run. What a burst of speed. We talked about Esch being such a good athlete. We're going to see it again here. Get him out on the edge. That's what they've been trying to do. Watch the burst of speed. He just kind of put a little move on, throws the defender, and just explodes down the sideline. What a big run and what a big score. Columbus back in the game.
The PAT is good from Columbus. That's Connor Colwhite who knocks it through, and we have a one-score ball game. 11:02 to play in the third quarter of the Maroon Cup. Panthers are getting the ball next, only up by 7.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
You're proud of the community you live in. Taking care of the people in it isn't a job, it's an honor. At John Henry's, we take pride in being relied upon by the great people of Lincoln and the surrounding areas. A hard day's work means a happy customer, and making happy customers has been our goal all along. A team of expert plumbers, drain specialists, and HVAC professionals, dedicated to finding solutions for our customers. Because for us, a successful day ends with a handshake and a smile. John Henry's, our family serving yours.
Columbus able to score a touchdown thanks to Tanner Esch, 55 yards. And the Panther was also shaken up. Colson Barrett walking off the field on his own power. You hope that that, again, is one of those cramps that we just talked about with Sam Zazueta, who we're not sure what the issue is, but cramps are a definite possibility for everybody playing tonight.
Well, the air temperature is dropping. It's 84, which is certainly doable, but humidity is the factor. So much moisture in the air, and that just kind of drains you. And that you're going to start seeing some cramps, I think, throughout the rest of this ball game.
And this is another touchback for the Columbus kickoff unit. 11:02 to play in the third quarter. It's 9:45 in Class A after dark.
Yeah, West Coast game.
You got to love the West Coast games. Pac-12 after dark. You got Big Ten after dark every once in a while.
Pac what? That even a conference
Pac-12? they Pac-4 right now.
Yeah,
Do they even exist?
Might be the Pac-2, I think.
Well, it's Class A after dark. It's getting a little late. And we've got 2 quarters of football left. Norfolk returns to the field, leading 21-14 over rival Columbus, and C.J. Hoffman, senior quarterback, takes the first snap of the half for the Panthers. He gets a couple yards before being brought down by a few linebackers. Tyler Zwingman, Michael Wojciechowski. And a little slow to get up. Hoffman is almost limping.
Dinged up a little bit there.
Yes.
And he comes to the sideline, gets the call. Now he's just a little bit of a limp, it looks like, but he seems to be okay. That quarterback draw play has worked very well for Norfolk in this game, and Hoffman's such a tough customer. Not a typical quarterback when he runs the football.
3 gains of over 14 yards on the quarterback draw for Hoffman. He looks to throw out quick. Got his man, Tanner Eisenhower, and falling out of bounds. Just shy of the sticks. It's a long pass through the air, but only a gain of 3.
Watch Luke Messersmith, number 5, break on the football. That ball was thrown exactly where it had to be, because if that ball is low and maybe a little behind the receiver, that probably goes the other way for a touchdown. Messersmith broke on that very well, but it was an excellent throw for the completion.
3rd down and 2 from the 28-yard line. Panthers bunching up tight. Quarterback sneak for Hoffman. Nice defensive push from Columbus, but it might be enough for the first.
Gonna be close. Ooh, right on the line. Probably gonna have to have a measurement on this one.
And signaling 4th down.
Wow. So close. Well, what do you do here? Do you take a chance? Boy,
we will have a first down.
Now Columbus not happy with the call of the first down.
And you can see the coaching staff on the far sideline for the Discoverers. There's some confusion. You want to wonder if you can at least get a measurement there.
Yeah, it's right on the line. I think that was certainly worth a measurement.
It is a first down for Norfolk. Hoffman in the gun. Keeps it. Hoffman keeps it himself on the option play. Tumbles forward. A gain of 3. Tackle made by Wojciechowski.
Not a big gain, but I like the option play here from Norfolk. Hoffman, a good runner. Kind of belly the fullback and then take the keeper. Now there you're going to see the scrum there before that was right at the 30-yard line. Ball, the front of the ball, the nose of the football rather, was right at the 30-yard line, which is where the sticks were. So I guess the officials were saying that that's where it had to be, but boy, that was close.
2nd down and 7. Trips to the near side. Hoffman, low snap, able to get the handoff to Hudson Waldo, who gets another good gain and a first down. It's 10 yards for Waldo, and he has been a very good running back, 60 yards.
Well, I guess you don't have to wonder where it's Waldo right now. He's getting first downs. That's where he's at. running you people over out there. Love his ability to, as I mentioned earlier in the ball game, just go north-south and pick up quality chunks of yardage.
I was always really bad at Where's Waldo growing up, but today it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's easy today.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Low snap again. Gets the handoff to Waldo and blown up. Carter Fetty makes the stop before that play could even get going.
Yeah, Fetty right there. Low snap kind of derailed that play, but I don't know that it would have mattered. Fetty really broke free. Nobody touched him, and he makes a nice tackle there for the loss. Both these teams, as really for most teams, you've got to stay ahead of that, ahead of the chains a little bit. Now, the long yardage situations does not benefit either of these offenses.
One score game. Panthers with a 2nd and 12. Hoffman, quick throw out to the far side. It is caught and a tackle made right away. Also, flag flies. And that's a Norfolk penalty.
Is that a personal foul?
Well, the official here made a whacking motion toward the head. Personal foul.
Yep. So yeah, that's a big penalty against the Panthers. Moves them backwards. Already in negative down and distance. Now it's going to be a lot worse.
So the catch from Drew Strike doesn't go anywhere. We'll count that like it never even happened. Replay 2nd down with under 7 minutes to play. Norfolk and Columbus. These two teams in the past 10 matchups have only had 2 games that have been one-score battles. Every other time it's been 2 scores or more. 2nd down and forever.
That's an 18-yard penalty.
Hoffman under pressure. He rolls back to the left side and trying to use the legs. C.J. Hoffman gets a block and brought down at about the 41-yard line. Another Panther down in the backfield. It was a really nice scramble from Hoffman. But this is the 3rd Panther that's been down on the field.
Is that Alan Diaz, perhaps? Number 77?
Diaz. A 17-yard rush from Hoffman.
Tough to tell, but it looks like cramps again. Old cramp monster is starting to rear its ugly head here in this 3rd quarter, especially for Norfolk.
Water break for both sides as well. As we check on our athlete, we'll take a quick pause in the action. 6:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Norfolk 21, Columbus 14 at 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Panthers.
When the game wraps up or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit Lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Senior C.J. Hoffman, starting his first game of his senior year, leads 21-7 for 21-14 Norfolk over Columbus. So he's done a good job today talking with head coach Chris Kuzier. And Alan Diaz is up on his feet, slowly walking off the field. And that's a big miss for Norfolk, slowly losing a few guys to cramps, to injuries. I'll make sure everyone's okay.
Diaz, as you mentioned, big. How about 290 pounds? But, he's making his way off, but he's certainly still having some issues with the cramps.
Stick around for our coaches' post-game show, brought to you by USAFE Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. 3rd and 14. Hoffman looks to throw. Quickly, Bauer makes the catch, spins off a tackle, and brought down. A short gain of 5 brings up 4th down, and the Columbus defense anchors down.
Well, you got, with the penalty, Columbus had Norfolk backed up. I think you give Norfolk a little credit to make it interesting there. But, you know, certainly if you're Columbus, you don't want to give up a 1st down after you've got a team in 2nd down and 30. But a couple of plays made it somewhat interesting. Now, Columbus, last time they had the football, went right down the field and scored. They do that again, then we definitely have an interesting end-of-game scenario heading our way.
Fortunately, Sam Zazueta is back in after being injured a little bit earlier. And there is a play clock violation as well. So backs up Norfolk about 5 yards. Good for Columbus to hopefully get a little bit better field position. Down by 7 in a rivalry game. You get the opportunity that you need. Zazueta, high punt. Fair catch made, dropped it, fumbled the football, Norfolk's on it. Columbus had the opportunity and a muffed punt from Leighton Braithwaite, the 2nd time he's muffed one today. And this time, the Panthers recover.
Well, I think what happened there was he made a late decision to call for the fair catch, and I think he just kind of lost concentration on the football. Watch it's kind of a late call here. There he goes, and by the time he's done signaling for the fair catch, the ball is already there, and he just did not secure the football. That's a big break for the Panthers.
Completely flips the script of this battle as the Discoverers visiting crowd has to watch their defense retake the field. And they do a good job right away, stopping Hudson Waldo at his tracks. Carter Fetty does it again.
Yeah, Fetty's had a nice ball game. The other guy with cramp there for Norfolk, that's definitely a cramp. You can see it there on the screen. That's going to be Jacob Champ. He gets right up, though. That's a good sign. Got rid of the cramp and doesn't, is he going to have to come out of the ballgame? I don't think so. They didn't have to stop play, so he should be able to stay in the game.
And he will. Watch your cornerstone right tackle out there, Jacob Champ. That's a big thing for Norfolk. They've brought back 3 out of their 5 starting offensive linemen from the year prior. 2nd and 10. Hoffman takes the snap, looking, rolling out. Hoffman might run it, and he does. Hoffman to the 20, tackled from behind at the 15-yard line. That's where they spot him, and it is 3rd down. Wojciechowski with the tackle.
Hoffman took off there late, but gets it in great position for Norfolk. Norfolk 3 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. The 3 makes were 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and 3rd and 4. Anything beyond that, Norfolk has not been able to convert. So this is their wheelhouse right now. This is certainly 3rd and short where they like to be.
Got to hurry 1 second on the play clock. Gets the snap off, and Hudson Waldo pushes forward, close to the sticks. Did he get there?
Another one that's going to be close.
He's short. A 1-yard gain for Waldo, and it's decision time for Norfolk. And I think Kujar will keep the offense out there.
You could think about a field goal, but I think 4th and 1, Coach Kujar is going to go for it here. I think they feel like they can pick up 1 yard against most teams in the state.
Hoffman under center, trying to draw him off sides. Flag comes out. Columbus thinks they had a false start.
I think Norfolk drew themselves off sides. I think it's going to be on Norfolk. So that certainly changes your plans.
And that is the call. Sam Zazueta comes out to try and boot this through the uprights.
Well, both teams have kickers with big legs. Now, Zazueta, we'll see how accurate he is. He can kick the ball a mile. It's a 35-yard attempt. Bad snap.
The snap is bounced. Hoffman brought down. Columbus gets the ball back.
A tough break there for the Panthers, and Columbus holds. That's a big stop for the Discoverers. I think Zazueta can make those field goals, but you see here the snap just not very good, and it bounces to Hoffman, and all Hoffman can do is get up and try to make something happen. Columbus all over him. So the Discoverers still one score away.
(21-14), Columbus down by a touchdown with the football. 3:09 left in the third quarter of the Maroon Cup. Esch with the handoff. Esch on the far sideline trying to cut back through and gets tackled out of bounds. The visiting crowd gets the flag for a late hit.
Now Columbus getting the cramps there. One of the Columbus players down, but yeah, it's a big mistake there for the Panthers.
Let's talk about how big Tanner Esch has been today for Columbus. This was a guy who was hurt a year ago for almost the entire season. And you can see they keep going after that whistle.
Yep, a little bit of extracurricular there on the sidelines. Esch is a valuable player. I saw him last year against Fremont, and you could see the sort of athletic ability he had then, and you're seeing it tonight. That's a guy Columbus has to keep healthy.
Brody Rahman up on his feet. He was the injured Discoverer who plays right guard, starts at right guard, and he will take a seat.
Right now, the Panthers hurting themselves with penalties. That's the second personal foul in the last couple of possessions. In this case, the defense had the personal foul, and that's really helping Columbus out.
At midfield, Van Cura, the quarterback. He's had it the entire way in the third quarter. Almost lost the football, eaten up by Hudson Waldo.
Waldo in the backfield almost immediately there.
Fortunate to hold on to the football.
Yeah.
Big loss of 6.
We'll give Van Cura a lot of credit there just to secure that football. You're right, Waldo was in there in a flash. Important right now for ball security for the Discoverers.
Caballia, the back to the near side of Van Cura. Handoff. Dylan Crumley using the speed. Crumley using the space incredibly well. Dylan Crumley across the 20, out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
That was just a masterful run by Crumley. Really used his blockers well. Let's watch this again. Crumley around that left side. Watch him follow the blockers. He just did a great job there. That was Caballia was out in front there, and John Bloomquist, also one of the linemen, doing a great job getting out in front of that play and blocking.
And Tanner Esch reaches forward for a few. And he is on the sideline holding his leg. And Tanner Esch rolls off. And now there's a Panther and a Discover, I believe, both down on the far sideline.
Yeah, both. And again, the Panther for sure is a cramp. But we saw one of the Columbus players helping him out there.
2 Panthers down, and
oh yeah,
Tanner Esch is down.
Yeah, that's the problem with, especially with this humidity right now. Just so tough to stay hydrated and compete at this level, but maybe time for another water break for these teams.
There's a 38-yard run by Dylan Crumley, and then a 5-yard carry by Tanner Esch. Cramps for 3 players, 2 Norfolk players and a Columbus player. That's just been the kind of day it's been in the second half. You had no injuries, no cramps in the first half.
Yeah.
And there's probably been 7 in the second half.
At least.
Third quarter with 1:44 to play in the quarter. Class A after dark in Norfolk.
Yeah, there's like 3 on that play. You got guys hopping off the field here. I think that's Barrett for the Panthers, hopping off the field trying to get rid of that cramp.
$1:44 to play in the third quarter, 21-17. The Discoverers are 14 yards away from tying this game. 2nd and 5, Van Cura, the quarterback. Kabalya, the deep back, gets the handoff. Isaiah Kabalya stays on his feet. Kabalya inside the 5.
Kabalya is a quality football player. And he had a nice game last week against Fremont. Wojciechowski just had an incredible game, and the upperclassman Kabalya looking good on that run.
If Columbus can get in the end zone, they would erase a 14-point deficit. 14 unanswered, but you still got to score. Van Cura hands it off Kabalya. Kabalya stood up and shoved backward. What a push from the Panther defensive line.
Yeah, great job by the Panthers. A couple guys in there. Waldo was one of them, and I believe.
Yeah, Waldo was the main. He's been in the backfield all
Gavin
day.
Lee in on that play. Yeah, Waldo's been fantastic in this game on both sides of the football.
2nd and 4, lost a yard. Van Cura fakes the handoff, trying to launch it toward the back of the end zone, looking for his big tight end, Caden Copples. It's incomplete.
Well, he had a chance there. Copples was open, just overthrew him. That was a nice fake. And like I said, Copples running into the back of that end zone. If he puts that ball just a little bit softer, a little more touch on that, that's a touchdown. Now instead it's 3rd down and goal at the 4-yard line.
Papillion La Vista, we talked about them earlier, taking Norfolk's playoff spot from a year ago. They're up 21-10 over Millard North. Van Cura! It's Hudson Waldo again. Are you surprised? Where's Waldo? He's in the backfield.
Yeah. You don't have to look for Mr. Waldo tonight. He's going to find you. He has been dominant. That's a big play. Now, not only does that, create a 4th down situation for Columbus, but it takes them really out of I think more than likely out of going for it. You're probably going to see a field goal attempt here. They're going to call timeout and talk about it.
That's the end of the third quarter. You have the ball at the 3-yard line. You get blown up by the Norfolk defense. They stand strong, and we head to the 4th quarter in a 1-score rivalry game. Norfolk 21, Columbus 14, and a 4th down and 10 from the 10 coming up next on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Fourth quarter action, Columbus and Norfolk lining up for the field goal is Connor Call-White, and this would make it a 4-point game. Kick is, it's pushing over the upright. Did it miss? It did, just to the left, wide left. Call-White doesn't boot it through, and Norfolk stands.
Yeah, just missed it just to the left.
It was awfully close. And that's one of the reasons you wish you almost had the higher goalposts in high school. Because if it goes up and over it, if it's inside that flag, it is good. But just pushes wide left.
Yeah, not by much, but I think it did go left. And that hit on the play before, that really took Columbus out of an opportunity to think about going for it on fourth down. They settled for a field goal attempt, which is no good. Still a lot of football left to be played, but that's a big stop by Norfolk.
Hoffman in a little bit of trouble, pushes forward for a yard. Hoffman has been a key player all day for Norfolk. Really, the senior is really getting his first shot of game action, and he's done well today.
Yeah, I think he's done a nice job. It helps to be a multi-sport athlete, be a senior. I think you're, even though it's your first start, I think you've kind of been in the action in football and other sports. So I think he's risen to the occasion. I think he's played well.
Hoffman looks, throws deep, and incomplete. Another flag coming out. That's Dylan Crumley. And he knew it, got tied up with Drew Strike.
And Norfolk trying to go deep, and watch the replay. Crumley he impeded the progress there of the receiver and definitely got tangled up. That's an easy call. No complaints from Columbus on that one. Sometimes you take a shot deep, maybe you don't get the completion, but sometimes you get the penalty. Now, it's not the NFL where you're going to have a spot foul, but it helps. You get that 15 yards and keep the chains a-moving.
Our fourth quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. And first down after the defensive pass interference on Dylan Crumley. Man coverage as Hoffman escapes again. Hoffman makes a nice move toward the inside, gets thrown down by Connor Call-White. And it's a 10-yard gain for a first down. We'll check that replay.
That's a good run here. I think it's Esch and Call-White that came in there.
A big thanks to our replay tonight, as they've been keeping us forward throughout all the close actions of the game. As Madison County Bank. Here's a nice run up the gut for a first down. Mead with the run.
I get some fresh legs in there. That was a good, solid run for that first down for the Panthers.
First carry for Lane Mead goes for 13.
If you're Norfolk, one thing you'd like to do here, aside from scoring, which is obviously big, is to take some time off the clock. Take some time off and then get a two-score lead. Don't leave Columbus much time to try to mount a comeback.
And well, what a swing of a game that we've had so far. Multiple opportunities for both sides to try to take advantage. Rowdy Bauer gets cut down after a catch and run of 5. And the Discoverer a little slow to get up. You can check out the replay here, brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. As John Bloomquist, Columbus Discoverer, hobbles off the sideline.
You know, one thing, Kalen, that I've really been impressed with both these teams is sportsmanship. You've seen guys get hurt, have those cramps or limp off, and it's the other team players that are the first ones there to say, hey, you okay? or help the guy with the cramp or help him off the field. I really like it. It's a rivalry, but these guys are sportsmen as well.
You love the respectful rivalries that Norfolk and Columbus are having today. And another great carry, Hudson Waldo. Gain of 10 yards, and he has just been keeping this offense chugging along.
Yeah, he has been very good in this ball game, both sides of the football. Columbus needs to do what Norfolk did a moment ago and come up with a stop. Time is ticking away here, 9:33 and counting, fourth quarter. And Norfolk gets any sort of score here, goes up 2 possessions. That's going to be difficult for Columbus.
Hoffman hands it off again. Rowdy Bauer. Bauer, touchdown, trying to get in for number 4, and he does.
Wow.
Rowdy Bauer spins away from a potential tackler and brings it into the end zone. 25-yard touchdown. Rowdy Bauer with 4 on the day.
Yeah, it's so tough to bring down one-on-one, and you can't go high on him. You got to get low. And he's just going to run through arm tackles. You know, Waldo's been so good at the tough yardage, and he gives the ball to Bauer, and he's the one that's just gouging Columbus for the big gains.
Norfolk knocks through the PAT. They go up 28-14 with 9:17 to play in the fourth quarter. Columbus needs to find their offense and see if they can score, but let's see Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy up the crowd.
Well, look at that hole, though, that offensive line. I mean, Bauer is fantastic and tough to bring down, but if you're the opponent, the one thing you don't want to see is Bauer running through a big hole like that. That's just great play, great blocking in that Norfolk offensive line.
How can you stop Rowdy Bauer? 4 touchdowns today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
Stick around for our coaches post-game show. It's brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism, brought to you by the crew there with Sarpy County. Here's a nice return from Dylan Crumley. We'll have our coach interview after this one is done, whether it be Chris Kuzier of Norfolk, his team up by 2 scores with 9:10 to play, or will it be Craig Williams, who is playing from behind in the fourth quarter, but anything can happen, and there is still time on the clock. You got to think that Columbus is trying to get the ball to number 17, Tanner Esch. You want to have him with the football.
You want to get him out in the open field and allow him to make plays, and certainly Norfolk is cognizant of that. But this game has been crazy enough. There's just been some crazy plays, and Columbus would love to have a quick strike here and preserve some of that time. Still 9:10 to go in the fourth quarter, so crazier things have happened.
Here's the handoff on to Caden Brownlow. Picks up 1 on the stretch play, about 2 yards for Brownlow. And Craig Williams, he mentioned that his discoverers are going to have to throw the ball sometime this season. I'm not sure if he knew that today would be the day, that they needed to know how well their passing offense would succeed. But right now,
down 2 scores, you're probably gonna have to hit a big play in the passing game at some point here to win this ball game.
2nd and long. Quick pass. That's hauled in. Coming back to it and making a nice catch, Logan Salick. His first catch of the day.
That's a nice catch. The only problem is it didn't pick up very many yards. And Columbus now about third down and 3.5 or so to go, and the clock's ticking. That's the problem.
Under 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Vancura looking to throw quickly, gets it to Crumley. Nice blocking ahead, and Crumley steps out of bounds and picks up the first down.
The Discoverers had that play set up along the sideline. Vancouver gets it out there, and as you said, Kalen, good blocking out in front of them to get that first down. That's only the third down conversion of the night for Columbus. They've had some big plays on second down, but only the third down conversion, and 3 of 9 tonight.
7:45 to play, down by 2 scores from midfield. Crumley on the sweep, gets cut down, table-topped over a Norfolk defender. Nice tackle made by Gavin Dixon.
Well, the Panthers are okay with that Columbus is running. If they're going to run the ball into that general middle of the field area, you're going to try to make the tackle, but you're all right with that. If Columbus wants to run the ball, as long as you don't give up the big play, you're okay with it.
Fakes the handoff. Vancura goes to Tanner Esch at the 50-yard line. Esch uses his shoulder, trying to stay in, and spins down to the 43. Riley Hammer with the tackle.
Tell you what, Esch did a good job there just to make it close. Most guys, it's about like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 right now. Instead, it's 3rd and 2. That's just extra effort by Esch to make it close.
Extra effort.
There you go.
28-14 your score. 3rd down and 2 for Columbus. Wojciechowski trying to hold that ball forward to see if he could gain any more yardage. He gets tackled short.
You got to be careful doing that. You get that ball taken away or knocked out of your hands. That's 4th down. Columbus got to go for it here, I think. 6:08 and counting. You got to go for it, down 2 scores.
6 minutes to play and a big 4th down. Columbus, in all likelihood, needs to pick up this first down to stay alive.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kalen. I think this is potentially the ball game here if you don't get this first down.
And timeout called by Craig Williams. He'll burn one of his 3 and try to drop a play that will pick up this first down. 28-14, 5:42 to play in the ball game. Discoverers down by 14 and 4th and 2 coming up on NCN.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Cura hands it off, got tackled. I think he might be short.
Yeah, it looked like it from our angle. It looks like he's short. I think Norfolk believes that as well. The spot looks like it's going to be short.
You could hear a pin drop, waiting for the call.
Well, maybe they bring the change in this time. We'll see.
Columbus trying to signal first down. Norfolk trying to signal turnover on downs.
Logan Selleck is definitely selling it right now that that's a first down, but we'll see.
It was close. It is turnover on downs.
Yep.
Panthers hold.
Where the spot was, Kalen, it looked short, and that's the officials have concurred. Now, that's gigantic because Norfolk with 5:37 to go, Columbus only with 2 timeouts now. You can burn a lot of clock. You see the hit there. Just tripped him up. Couldn't tell which Panther that was, but that was a big, big play. Got into the backfield and tripped the runner up before he could get to that first down mark.
Low snap. Handoff Bauer. Dives forward. A gain of 5 for the do-it-all running back receiver, Rowdy Bauer. 4 touchdowns today.
That 96-yard touchdown run there in that second quarter. That was a game changer.
He has 141 rushing yards today, toss in 45 receiving yards, and toss in 3 rushing touchdowns, plus a receiving touchdown.
Let's get that guy to show up once in a while. Just kidding there, Rowdy.
Low snap again, and only a gain of about 1. It's Hudson Waldo with a gain of a single yard. And this is where Columbus's defense needs to make a stop, force a turnover on downs, and another cramp. That is John Bloomquist for the second time today. You can hear a hey, hey, hey goodbye as some Columbus students are starting to leave the stadium. Game not over yet, though.
No, not yet. I mean, you play to the final whistle, obviously. If Norfolk's able to get a first down, then that's going to really put a dagger into Columbus. But if not, you know, they have to kick the ball away. And Columbus has shown the ability here in this ball game to make a play or two. So you never, ever consider it over. These cramps have just been problematic as we expected them to be. You know, with the heat, Kalen, the one thing to remember, one thing to keep in mind is 4 months from tonight is Christmas Eve. So it's not far away where it's going to be. We're going to be complaining about how cold it is.
Well, I'm just curious at how you know that off the top of your head.
Well, you know.
I know people love Christmas.
Yeah.
You know it's Christmas Eve 4 months from today?
Yeah. Well,
do you have a calendar in your office?
I'm good friends with a guy named Claus.
I guess it is the 24th, isn't it? It's probably pretty easy for you to figure out.
He was the winner of the $186.
You know, the 24th of August is not only 4 months away from Christmas Eve, it's also the most likely day that you will call off sick from work.
Really? That's interesting.
I wouldn't know because I didn't go to work today.
Yeah, you were sick, huh?
I was sick today. 28-14, Panthers with a 2-score lead, 3rd down and 6, as Bloomquist still getting some stretching. We'll return with that 3rd down play coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. With a huge selection of new cars, trucks, and SUVs, experience the entire Chevy lineup and explore our savings going on now. Visit us in store or online anytime to shop our current offers and all our inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores. And by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres, it's about the legacy passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Third down and 6, 4:34 to play. Panthers can pick up the first down, keep the clock running, and try to shut down rival Columbus at home. C.J. Hoffman, senior quarterback, starting his first game after waiting behind Caden Turnus for 3 seasons.
Okay, well, interesting that they've got the play clock in each end zone now, so players can count it down. You don't have to try to guess. You can watch the clock. You see it there, just ahead of the Panthers there in the north end zone.
And Wojciechowski jumps off sides, making this a third down and 1 for Norfolk.
Yeah, that helps if you're the Panthers.
And Wojciechowski
just frustrated with himself there. Now I think if you're Norfolk, I think you just kind of be conservative here. Give the ball to, probably going to get the ball to Waldo or perhaps Bauer and just run right at this defense, try to pick up the first down. And each first down is a dagger into Columbus's comeback attempt.
It's C.J. Hoffman, calls his own number, and Hoffman picks up the first down.
Well, even more conservative there, but I think that's the right call. Don't take chances. Get that first down. That's a big first down. Now 3:35, 3:34. 2 timeouts left for Columbus. Going to have to start using them here.
Braylon Owens checks into the game. Talk about the day that Rowdy Bauer has had. 4 touchdowns with 5 catches, 45 receiving yards. He's also got 141 rushing yards. Here's a handoff to Bauer. Lost 2 there, so make it 40 yards. Well, either way, if you are in a fantasy football league, Lou, that's a lot of points. 44.6 points for Rowdy Bauer if he was playing fantasy football.
I'm calling him right now.
Get him on your roster. That would be a big day.
Yeah, that would be a big day. He has had a big day. He's had a huge day here for the Panthers, scoring every Norfolk touchdown here tonight.
2nd and 11, 2:23 to play. Hoffman, handoff to Hudson Waldo, holding on to that football tightly, tackled at the 40.
I think Waldo on my fantasy team as well. He's been a workhorse tonight for the Panthers. He has done a really nice job getting those tough yards in between the tackles.
Hudson Waldo would only have about 7.6 fantasy points tonight, but he's
right.
at 76 yards. He's done so well defensively. Yeah. If you don't have a good fantasy day, it doesn't mean you're not a good player.
I'll take him on my regular team. How's that?
Drew Strike in motion to the near side.
He can suit up for me anytime.
3rd and 3 with 1:40 to play. Handoff, short gain, short of the sticks. 2 yards for Norfolk, and that is Hudson Waldo.
I think you also have to give a shout out to that offensive line for Norfolk. They have done an outstanding job. That's a good defensive front for Columbus. Is Columbus going to use, they're using their last timeout? I believe that is the case.
Timeout on 4th and 1, 1:32 to play. That offensive pipeline for Norfolk. 3 returning starters in Alan Diaz at left guard, Sam Zazueta at right guard, and Jacob Champ at right tackle. You toss in junior Riley Hammer at center and senior left tackle Jackson Mazook. It has been a strong performance from this Panther offensive line. Has cleared holes for the running game. It's given C.J. Hoffman a lot of time. And even when that pressure has broken down, they've been able to pick up their feet and go block for Hoffman when he scrambles. So it's been a solid day for the Pipeline in Norfolk, Nebraska.
Well, I think the most impressive thing about the offensive line performance is just their ability to open holes. Columbus was dominant last week against Fremont. Did not allow Fremont anything. They had the one long touchdown run. Other than that, they barely moved the ball. And tonight, Norfolk, they haven't, just run all over Columbus. But when they've needed yards, the offensive line has opened up some gaping holes. And as I said before, Columbus has a good defensive line.
4th and 1. Hoffman gets a push forward, and the push is good enough for another Norfolk first down, and I think that one is good enough to ice the game.
Yeah, looks like that's going to do it. It's a good win for the Panthers. Get the season started off right. Columbus will fall to 1-1.
You want to pick up your quarterback there, and they
Yeah.
do.
Norfolk Panther first down.
And here comes the victory formation for Norfolk. Week 1 rivalry battle. Taking down Norfolk again. Year in a row for Norfolk winning this battle of the Maroon Cup. They've got 2 points now in the Maroon Cup. As long as the score holds, everything goes well. And you got to give a credit for both teams today, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see last year Columbus won their opener and then did not win the rest of the year. I think Columbus will win some more games this year. And I think Norfolk's excited about what they have. 21 seniors on this roster, and I think they're really excited about the young players coming up. The freshman team from a year ago was undefeated and impressive. They're sophomores now. So I think, both these teams, whoever they play, if you're not ready to play these guys, you're going to get beat. I think both these teams are quality outfits.
The Battle of the Maroon Cup stays in Norfolk. The Panthers play their first game of the season and take down Columbus 28-14 in a hard-fought, hot battle on Thursday night in Class A After Dark on News Channel Nebraska. Norfolk wins, moves to 1-0 on the year. Columbus drops to 1-1, and will try to recoup next week against Lincoln Southwest, while Norfolk looks to take their 1-0 record and push it to the test when they go on the road against Bellevue East. Well, coming up next, we'll have our player of the game interview, coach interview, and top plays. So make sure you stick around because we're not quite done on Thursday Night Football and News Channel Nebraska.
The postgame show is brought to you by Norfolk Motor Company, Northeast Nebraska's volume leader, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy. NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
A big day for the Norfolk Panthers as they get the win in the Maroon Cup. First game of the season, 28-14 over the rival Columbus Discoverers. Thanks for tuning in on News Channel Nebraska today. Kalen Devin and Lou Siefker. Was a really good game all around. Norfolk really stuck to that rushing attack, though, and got the job done.
Yeah, they really did. They did a good job to, I think as the game went along, that was the game plan, was to try to wear down that defensive front for Columbus. I think overall they did that. You had guys like Waldo and certainly Bauer that had big games on the ground. But that offensive line, I think, really is the unsung hero. Really did a great job, and that rushing attack was significant tonight for the Panthers.
Well, let's take you down to our top plays and show you how the game played out for Norfolk and Columbus in the battle for the Maroon Cup rivalry matchup. Norfolk Panthers, Columbus Discoverers. A little bit of Class A after dark. Game started at 8 p.m. due to the heat. First touchdown of the day goes to Rowdy Bauer of Norfolk. This is touchdown number 1. We'll have a little counter. Touchdown number 1 for Rowdy Bauer on a nice 4-yard strike. Panthers score first. Columbus comes right back with a touchdown from sophomore Michael Wojciechowski, who gets into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the season ties up the game at 7. We head to the second quarter. Hoffman, C.J. Hoffman looking to throw back in the end zone. Backpedaling catch made. It's Rowdy Bauer. Ding! Touchdown number 2 on the day for the senior. All you can purpose back. Now ball at the 4-yard line. Long way to go for Norfolk. Rowdy Bauer breaks through a tackle, trying to bust through another one, spinning, and Rowdy Bauer heading toward the end zone. That's touchdown number 3. Ding, ding, ding. Panthers go up 21-7 after that score from Bauer. Columbus not quite done yet. Down by 14. Tanner Esch takes the handoff and sprints on the far sideline, 55 yards for pay dirt. Looking back, making sure no one's there, and is able to score a touchdown. Columbus brings it back within a touchdown. Now a punt from Norfolk. Discoverers will have a chance to get the ball back, but the ball is muffed by Braithwaite and picked up by the Panthers. Now Norfolk with an opportunity to continue tacking on to the lead. And how about the muffed field goal snap? C.J. Hoffman goes down, and Columbus fired up. They get the ball back with a chance to tie the game in the third quarter. It's been a battle. Columbus not able to score, but Norfolk gets the ball back. They hand it off to Rowdy Bauer. Number 25 is in for number touchdown 4. Ding, 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 ding. Rowdy Bauer with a career day with 141 rushing yards, 45 receiving yards, and 4 total touchdowns and 44.6 fantasy points. It's a great day. Your top plays on News Channel Nebraska. We've got some our coach and our player of the game that will come your way in just a moment. I want to say a big thank you to everyone watching tonight for coming in. A big shout out to our top play sponsor.